Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Lapachet, and Miguel Antonio Barragan. I'm sorry for the sound quality. So I'm going to have this conversation. We're talking to Miguel, who took his car to TJ to go get a paint. Why do I see it winding up like black with like flames on the side of the car, Miguel? Like a total moment. What, am I crazy for thinking that?
Not too crazy, but you are incorrect nonetheless. I don't intend on put any sort of Virgin Mary decal on my shit. None of that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to do any of that.
Can you get like bullhorns or cattle or something? Can you go total?
The Aztec with his wife going up the mountain? No,
that's it.
No. That dude with like 4 arms holding like babies and stuff and different things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you want to go vaquero, right? Like you want the horns and the. You want a bull on the car.
Ranchero, but
Ranchero.
No,
Thank you.
It's not quite my style, so I might have to pass on that. But it's going to be basically just touching up the areas, something about Nissan paints that they use on their cars that tend to burn off a lot, quicker than most others ones. So just basically touch it up so it doesn't look like a total piece of crap.
Nice.
You're telling me this is
what do you save taking it over there, bro?
Shit. I mean, the dude's gonna do it for maybe $600, roughly the whole fucking truck, and compared to maybe $2,500 over here in Vegas or whatever. A couple of estimates, some as low as maybe like $1,900, but I mean, compared to that, and the dude, we know the guy, he's a neighbor of where my dad's house is, and the guy told us like, yeah, my shop is right down the street here, so we actually went to go take a look at the shop. Like, it's not some shady shit. He's got other cars already there, or something pretty decent. Yeah, at least not the we're aware of.
Here's what's funny. I actually have to have a rear molar replaced, and of course, I'm going to go to TJ to have like something stuck into the back end of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Same price.
Damn. Okay.
They'll also spray paint it for me.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So that's caused me to basically like drop off my truck.
Wait, hold on, Miguel. Like, what would it take for us to get you to put like bullhorns on the front, or?
Oh, jeez.
Like, how can we get you to go full ranchero here?
Well, I don't dance, so that in itself is already a problem. I would much rather not give the impression that I'm, a ranchero in any way, shape, or form, because the ultimate test would be the dancing, and I'm like, oh snap, I don't dance, sorry. So I'd rather not go that route.
Do you lean towards accordion, like I do personally? I mean, I love the accordion, and I like that whole sound.
I like to play bass, so I'd have that big ass bass, like boom, 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 boom. That same fucking beat that every song uses, basically. That's where I lean. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Andrew, you coming down to get your cars painted? I mean, bring the new cars down. We should get them all painted in TJ. We'll make it a weekend.
I'm spreading the word, yo. If it's a great job, I'm telling even my homie from work. He's like, dude, let me know if the dude does a pretty good job. I'll head down there. I'm
come
like,
on, Miguel. You and I both know it's going to be sprayed behind a shop, outside. I'm not saying they're not going to do a good job, but it's going to kind of have that slight vibe of, oh, you did it in TJ.
Yes. I'm fully aware of that. I'm fully aware of that.
What it did. You know what? Post pictures, Miguel, show him that he's wrong. You show him.
Oh, yes, I've taken before pictures, I should say, and I'm gonna have the after pictures. Even if it chips within or fades within like a year, I'm gonna have those like brand new, freshly painted pictures in my archives, nonetheless.
You are very smart not to tell me where this place is, because I'm telling you, I'd jump over the border and you'd have flames on that car or bullhorns. Like, I'd be totally down with that.
The roof, you watch.
Or you come back and, why is it wrapped with a Fight Net Radio logo? I'm like, yeah. That actually happened. I actually bribed those guys and went, just, like, do it street style. I want Fight Net Radio on one side, boxingtonight.io on the other side. They'll be great in Vegas. Yes,
oh, yeah, I'll get a lot of attention. Yeah.
We were just talking about it. I'm moving out to Vegas today. This is very for real. And I'm going to announce it here and not on my day job first. I'm going out there with my wife. Whoa! He said it out loud on Fight Net Radio that all the exes listen to. Yes, you ghouls. You lost. Somebody took me away. She's got a ring. She's all done. She even went down this week and got a certified copy to make sure it was real. I'm married, Andrew.
It just sounds weird when you said it.
No, right?
Well.
I'll do a real ceremony when the heat dies down in Vegas and have everyone out. We'll have a great time. Bring the kids. It'll be great. But oh yeah, it happened, Andrew.
All your exes lost the Lee Honish sweepstakes. They all
Yeah,
lost.
this is where they keep track of me. They're not gonna be happy. Like, I expect my phone to blow up the minute this thing gets dropped. So it's all good. But yes, I'm going out there. My daughter's going to BYU. Her first game is in a couple of weeks. By the way, here's hilarious. Here's inside baseball, and then we'll get to boxing news for all of you. So I put this post up about my daughter's birthday. She turned 18 yesterday, right? And I go, oh, she's going to BYU. Her colors are like maroon. And so I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, their color's blue. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, I didn't even know that they were like Cougars or whatever the hell they are. And then they played Notre Dame in like crazy teams this year. I'm like, oh, no, they're going to get squashed. I hate college football. I realize long after I'm dead, my daughter's going to go back and listen to these shows. We have an agreement. I need to be dead before you listen to Fight Net Radio. She agreed to it. So I'm having a moment on my daughter's 18th birthday weekend. Horrible color. I hate college football. I hated high school football. It's like God is punishing me. Can't you just perform like in the back so I can come by and see it and go home? Okay. I've said my piece. Thank God. Thank you, Internet. Hi, Internet. My name's Lee Honish. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. I am joined by Miguel Antonio Barragan and Andrew Lapachet. That's the first time you've ever gone last, Andrew. Ever.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's actually a fun fact. I always put you first. I always put Miguel second. And I technically always go last. But hi, everyone. We talk about boxing. And by the way, last week, thank you. I know this sounds like you're like, yeah, I'm traveling. I'm moving to Vegas. Suck it up. We talk about boxing. We appreciate the boost in listeners, Andrew. Can you believe where we've gotten back to, where everybody's talking about us again?
Doing good.
Yeah, well, Miguel and I only got Media Week credentials for Teofimo Lopez at Resort World. Like, I read it twice. I'm like, what? We only got Media Week? Not fight credentials for the fight?
No.
Oh, I'm not crapping you.
No.
Yeah, you and I both
wait.
know what she's going to do.
Yeah,
she's still going to get us hit like we did last time. Yeah, she always does. And she actually hooked us up.
You guys, the media room. If they can't get you in for whatever reason, at least you'll have where where everyone hangs out for the post-fight conference. Yeah.
I get what
well,
you're saying.
here's the thing. If
I'm insulted by all this. I made Bob Arum famous.
If it's gonna be at that
All right,
same resort world place, it's that place doesn't really have a media room. At least not that I'm aware of.
Listen, Manuel. If it wasn't for this Honish guy, nobody on the internet would know about me. He wanted to know if I wanted spaghetti or lasagna. Who cares? Who cares?
Then at that point, Miguel, you would get fight tickets. They wouldn't be media seats, but they would give you some kind of seating.
Oh.
Yeah, but the person who's running it actually will. We actually know her. I'm actually pretty confident about the whole thing.
Then tell her.
And Miguel's got to go get his flame broiled truck from Vegas.
Yeah, I got to get my Fight Net Radio wrap on my truck.
Yeah.
Please put flames on your car, Miguel. Please. I can't keep saying it. Or horns on the front of the car.
No problem.
And if you're listening to the show for the first time going, you guys just spent 20 minutes talking about flames and bullhorns on a car in TJ. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. My name's Lee Honish. We've been doing this with that guy, Andrew, for 14 years, Andrew? Like this? This is like a bad rash. This is like the herpes you can't get rid of.
You guys are just my friends now.
Yeah, we just hang out and talk boxing on Sunday, and
Check in with everyone.
Andrew gets to get away from all of his kids for about an hour, hour and a half, and we all have a good time. It's great. And Miguel, well, he's single and young. So you ladies, all one of you who listen to the show, Miguel's available. We talk boxing. We've tried to talk about other things on this show. And at the end of the day, I came back to one conclusion. You just want us to talk about boxing. Okay. Got it really well. So let's start right off. What in the F was Rahman Jr. doing weighing in on Friday, Andrew? Like, this blew up your whole phone from Friday afternoon. Like, what was his whole, like, why did he get on a scale? The fight's canceled. They couldn't sell a ticket.
I don't know who's running that young man's career, but they need to fire him and look for someone else. Look, it was, there's so many things wrong with the video. One, it kind of goes against everything he said in the first video when he was like, I could never make that weight. They wanted to drain me and make me a shell of my former self. Okay, so why would you go ahead and then become the shell of your former self and try to make the 205? What was that going to prove? You were trying to tell everyone they wanted you to get so low that you wouldn't be able to win a fight. That's what you're trying to convince people. So you go ahead and then try to make the weight to prove that you could have made it, even though that was never what your argument was. It was just fucking so weird. Then he doesn't even make weight. So he was lying. He was never going to get to 205. He only gets to 206 plus.
It's not bad, Andrew. I mean, I would have conducted the fight at 206.
I don't think it really mattered, Lee, when it's it was
sell tickets, bro. They didn't sell tickets.
They didn't sell tickets, and I also think that that they knew that what these guys were going to try to do. Hey, listen, he tried to make 205 because the fight was canceled. Lee, they were coming in at 215 that day. They were going to come in at, he was never going to go under that. Another thing, it was just a weird argument. I don't know why they put that video. Once again, it seems like Rockman killed his own defense, his own argument in this by releasing the second video. Should have just shut up, took a back seat. He would have won this thing easy. No, I listen. And Jake Paul has turned into a fucking joke ever since. Jake won this one. Jake won this one with Rockman. But now how he's calling out this KSI, I believe, and Lee,
yeah, I don't know. We're back to, no, that's a rapper, right? Like, so we're back. Well, hold on. Let's check with Miguel. That's a rapper, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Listen to rap.
Listen.
As you say, BFF.
The fact that he went back to celebrity boxing shows you they were nervous about something. Maybe the politics of boxing. They dodged a bullet here because he was probably going to face a heavyweight that weighed 215 pounds if he was naive and went into that thing going, oh yeah, they'll lose the 15 pounds or 10 pounds here in 1 week. So yeah, hopefully
he needs an opponent. I'm gonna put it, Andrew. I'm gonna put it out there. Jake Paul, Jake, right? Or whatever the other Paul is, right? Are we at Jake or the other one? I'm going to put it out there. I'm at 205 right now. I don't need any time. It's good. And I'm going to do it cheaper than anyone else. Give me a call. What do you think? 20 grand, Andrew?
Everybody has asked to fight him. He hasn't back to celebrities, man.
20 grand.
Good thing.
It's a great afternoon. Based on my ability to throw a fight, I'll make him look like a rock star. I'll even do the full, what is it, Rocky 3, where he goes face down with his arms by his face and do the complete face plant. I'm down.
Don't give the Rocky guys any ideas. They might do a Rocky Jake Paul movie. Just don't do it.
I'm just going to put it out there. Jake, go watch my video because Andrew caught it when we were in the locker room. He goes, did you jump when that dude hit you? I go, yeah, it's straight out of Rocky 3. Nothing better than a body shot when you like jump in the air to make it look like a killer. I'm telling you, Jake, I'll make you look like a rock star. I'm taller than you. 20 grand. We'll do it next Friday. So give me a call. Just Google me. I feel sad for Jake. And this goes back to even me, Andrew. Like, this whole celebrity boxing thing is a joke. It's a joke. It really is. I mean, I figured it out pretty quick that it's all a farce. Like, you're just go buy yourself a boxer and go make yourself, like, why would you fight KSI? Like, I'd take that fight. Like, that's not a fight. He's a rapper.
We thought he was past that. Look, when he knocked out the NBA kid, the MMA star, or just ex-champ twice, you start thinking he's past. He was passing levels, if you want to say, right? He was getting better. Then he goes to Tommy Fury, who is not a legit.
But he got around that, and now he got around this. Like, it's a joke, Andrew.
Don't go backwards. Hey, Jake, don't go backwards. Let's stay at the level that you were saying. I mean, this is a guy who said he was up there with Canelo. He's fighting. He wants to fight for a belt at 175. Like, let's not go backwards, but I don't give a shit about him. I was only riding with it, Lee, because he was fighting a fucking professional boxer. If he's talking KSI, he's off of my list again. They're irrelevant when they're talking this YouTube shit.
Oh, yeah. No, look. You wind up in Florida with a bunch of YouTube creators. And by the way, those guys all made money for, being bad boxers in Florida. What's your take on this, Miguel?
Well, I mean, I don't know. So here's the thing. When you watch that video of Rahman weighing in, they're only showing like his feet, right? At the very beginning, they show everything, but they don't show him like full body. They just like zoom into his feet and the the scale. This is something that is commonly done in other sports, weigh-in sports, where like if no one's paying attention, the fighter will actually put his hand on the towel to kind of like lift himself up a little bit so it wouldn't be so heavy. So I don't know if that's what he was doing in that video, because obviously we weren't able to see that simultaneously. We didn't get to see that full shot of that, so we don't know if he actually did weigh in at that 206. Nonetheless, the fact that he weighed in at that weight doesn't necessarily mean he would perform well. We all know this. People deplete themselves all the time, and then even with like rehydrating, they end up performing like crap. So who the fuck knows that the fight would have been okay anyway if he would have continued. But it kind of defeats the purpose. It's like if you're going as far as to say that you're not going to make the weight, then why in the fuck are you trying to still make it? Yeah. Like what exactly are you trying to prove?
Well, yeah, and I'm looking at a story from 5 days ago, like Steven Espinosa. Let's get out our calculators.
Oh yes,
I
was
have
just about to say that.
I have Jake Paul fighting someone. We brought Showtime Boxing back. Yay! He's stating like 5 days ago, oh, he wanted to fight Rahman at 215. I agreed with the team to not allow it. I'm like, why? Like, this would be your... All right, look, Espinosa is a whore, right, Miguel?
Yes.
We've completely documented that fact. Do you believe he would not put on the fight at 215? Like a complete tramp?
Oh, he would. Fuck yeah, he would. Of course he would.
Their biggest event last night.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, this is what supposedly it's not about the ticket sale. That's the last I read. Yeah. Something about like this is going to be one of the top earning at MSG fucking events ever, or some bullshit like some bullshit like that. This is
terrible. Like 10,000 people are going to want their money back. Yeah. This is horrible, dude. You sold like 1,000 seats. Like, take a breath.
Yeah, this is what the quote is from, I think, like Paul's promotion people. It says the cancellation was not based on ticket sales. The fight was projected to be in the top 10 of highest grossing boxing events at MSG in the past 15 years. That's supposedly what the fuck they're saying. I don't buy it still, because obviously we're probably never gonna have access to numbers like that. But that's bullshit. We know that's bullshit. Come on now, they're gonna try to go that route. We get it. Clearly, they're gonna say that if it means that we're not gonna be able to see the actual paperwork and whatnot, the ticket sales and so on. But I mean, I don't know. If we're gonna go, I have to piggyback Andrew on this one. If we're gonna go back to like KSI or some other fucking YouTuber or some other influencer. It's like, what's the purpose? He started going in one direction, whooping MMA's fighters' asses, and then he's gonna go into someone who's got like some boxing experience, like Fury, and Tommy Fury, of course, and then now, was gonna be Rockman as well. Like, continue that route. If we're gonna go that route, fuck it, let's go that route. But I think he's starting to understand, oh shit, no one gives a rat's ass who Tommy Fury is, and no one gives a rat's ass who Hasim Rahman Jr. is. Let me go back to actually trying to rake in some cash and fight other influences.
But tell me I'm wrong. Wait, hold on. Let me ask the question. Wouldn't Tommy Fury sell more tickets than Rockman?
I think so. I think more people know who Fury is. Tommy Fury.
Right? And he's got lesser boxing skills.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Andrew. Sorry.
Yeah, Rockman also put out a lot of videos of him training. They look decent. I mean, it was building up to be a decent fight. He was saying the right things about it. Look, everyone who's always watched the sport of boxing or follows it knows about sparring and not being the same as when you're actually in the ring. He was saying all the right things when he was like, man, I was sparring this dude. I was only throwing one hand. They paid me not to hurt him. They told me not to hurt him. Like, these are all believable things that you would hear in a sparring match when you're only supposed to be doing light work, when you're supposed to be giving the champ a workout, not a beat down. So Rockman saying all these things really made me start believing that they got him. They tricked him, man. He went in there, he did a light sparring. The dude got his ego, because he is ego driven. Went way through the roof. Yeah, you see me handle that? You see me take his punch? You see me land my punch? All right, let's do this, motherfucker. Let's go. Let's go for reals. And I think there was a little bit of that. But at the very end, you guys, Rockman's video is what we dodged a bullet. We didn't want this fight to take place. Do you know how bad this would have been?
Oh my God, I would have loved to have watched it.
Rockman himself, went in there with no strength, gets annihilated by fucking Jake Paul. No, we're talking Pacquiao, De La Hoya, because the guy can't lift his hands because they were going to starve. Listen, if they try to make the weight, they're starving themselves to get paid, right, Lee? That's
right. Drop weight, get paid.
That's the trade-off, yeah.
Absolutely.
If they don't, and he comes in at 215, Jake Paul is going to run boxing through the mud, say this is one of the most corrupt sports ever. This dude comes in 15 pounds heavy. I'm a man. Like, dude, it's a no-win for boxing fans. I'm glad this shit got canceled. Sort of happy. Yeah. Oh, come on, Lee.
It's the Danny Bonaduce thing.
It's a no-win situation.
That wants to believe, like, if I had gotten my way and knocked out Danny, I'm on my way to the WBC championship. I live vicariously through the Paul brothers, Andrew. You and I both know what it was like back in 2007. It's not like it is right now. If it was right now and I did the same thing, right, I would have made $1 million. I would have given some to Andrew and Miguel. We would have had a great weekend and party like rock stars down in San Diego or wherever they put the fight. It wasn't that way before we got here. Like, I don't begrudge these guys at all. I don't begrudge Ngannou, who wants to fight Tyson Fury. Like, good for you guys. Like, go make all the money. If somebody's willing to pay for it, do it. I mean, I've really softened up on the topic. The thing I have a problem with the Paul brothers is really simple. And I'll start with you, Andrew. They don't actually know how to fight, which is pissing me off. And you're calling out real fighters.
You can't say that. You really can't say
really?
That about Jake.
Jake fought a real fighter.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. He's in the ring. He's in a big crowd. There's butterflies, everything that comes into effect. He fought an MMA guy. Fuck you, Lee. That's huge, bro. That's fucking huge. Tyrone Woodley, yes, no, those dudes are strikers, bro. Those guys.
I don't want to break it.
No bullshit. Don't
fight one of those guys. I do it in a boxing. I got to
win. Those dudes know how to fucking fight. Tyrone Woodley knows how to throw hands. They might not be boxing hands, but Tyrone Woodley will whoop someone's ass on the street just with his hands. He knows how to fight.
You want me to pull up the last time Tyrone
that's
Woodley
why me
actually
and
threw a
just
punch and won a fight?
We both just said he was moving forward. He was advancing. He was not a celebrity boxer anymore. When you beat an MMA guy, then you're taking on fucking boxers. You are past fighting regular Joe blows. So no, I don't believe that. He was moving up. Keep going if you're gonna do it. I think he's pulling back. I think he got nervous. Look, it's a dangerous.
Yeah. Look,
guys.
I wouldn't want to get in. Look, legit.
Heavyweight. We all said it. Why the fuck would you fight a heavyweight if you're going for a light heavyweight title? Stupid idea.
I agree with you, Andrew, on that level. Like, I think he bet it off, and this was actually going to happen. Like, he's getting a legit heavyweight in front of him. And I don't think he's been hit by a legit heavyweight. I've been hit a couple of times by legit heavyweights, and let me tell you, there is a difference, Andrew. There is a huge difference.
You gotta tell me that.
Oh my God.
I was there. I watched you get hit. And I was from the gym where Donito Donaire and Andre Ward trained at, Lee. I know what a professional boxer looks like. I know what it sounds like. So, no, dude. Rockman was saying all the right things. The videos were showing that the dude was hit. He was hitting the heavy bag like a heavyweight. I was posting the fight, you guys. I was interested. This was going to prove Jake Paul. The kid's been around boxing his whole life. His dad was the fucking heavyweight champ who knocked out one of the greatest heavyweight champs of boxing history. This is legit. Pulled out. It's good. It's good.
Miguel, It's time for you to drop in. And yes, I've actually looked it up. Tyrone hasn't knocked anybody out for years.
Well, he hasn't. I get it, but I mean that's not necessarily the point. At that point, in his career,
I know what he was going for.
Get it. Right. I mean, we know the formula. Find a guy who doesn't have great striking, semi-okay striking, who's naturally smaller, whose punches aren't going to be the same as actually somebody closer to his weight, and we have a guy who's got less. Boxing overall. I mean, they're both pretty much the same, but I mean, still at the same time, it's like there's a reason he chose these smaller dudes. So, I mean, yes, at that point in Tyron's career, he's already on the downside of it. So, and again, we don't know what the motive. I mean, we know money was the motive, obviously, but we don't know how, to what degree it was fixed, if any, because there was a little sus to some degree when I watched that fight. But nonetheless, my point is, we were seeing some sort of, it was almost as if Jake Paul was in the process that most young boxers are, where they're like fighting cans, right? And getting kind of padding his record. He was kind of sort of at that degree, but of course a lot more advanced because of his name. So the people that he was fighting, it was just like, okay, this was kind of like the early people that he was kind of, fighting the record padding part, I guess. And we're like, oh shit, now he's fighting Fury. Oh, okay, that's something else. Now he's fighting Rockman. And then he's going to go back to something else. Now, mind you, we haven't heard officially that it's going to happen because as I understand it, KSI is going to fight somebody else right now. It's going to be on Triller or some shit. So KSI has some other fight already, scheduled.
I don't want to break news, Miguel.
Yes.
Just in my headphones right now, Honish is fighting KSI.
Jeez.
I realize with a brand new wife who actually knows my cranial history, she keeps looking at me like I keep getting like an eyebrow from across the room every time I say, no, I'm fighting. It's like an eyebrow that pops up going, am I the only one who's seen your actual CT scan? Yeah, it's all good. It's good.
Well, I'm sure she didn't like take the plunge to say the vows to be a widow.
I don't think you two
to be a fucking widow. Come on,
fight one of these morons. Like, I completely am convinced that if I somehow magically pulled off a Jake Paul, Hasim Rahman, or any of these fights, I expect Andrew standing on my doorstep going, "What are you thinking, bro? What are you thinking?" Like.
Unfortunately, you didn't get past Danny fucking Bottaducci. So the MMA thing got to get thrown out the window. I do not believe you would beat even Tyrone fucking Woodley. It is a shame.
I'll take the fight with Tyrone.
The guy that reached the pinnacle of the UFC, the highest ranking you could get in that sport, couldn't put hands on a fucking celebrity boxer? I don't care how big he is.
Which takes us to our reoccurring segment.
Jake Paul
get knocked out. Let's talk
joining
about
that, knocking that dude out. Come on, you guys. It's kind of that's a little bit weak right there. It's a little weak.
Actually, I've got to be honest. All right, we have not done Tyrone Woodley. You guys know how the game show works. It's a drinking game. You got to either match up or take one drink. If you get one of their answers wrong, it's whether or not I get knocked out or whether or not they spill their beer. This is a very simple game. And we're going to do it with Tyrone Woodley. And we're going to start with Miguel. Miguel, I'm at the MGM for a lovely evening of boxing. Tyrone's right in front of me. He orders 2 beers, one in each hand. By the way, I'm giving myself an advantage. He kind of, like I jostle into him. He's like, dude, be cool. I'm like, fuck you, Tyrone, right? He puts down his left hand, puts it on the counter. He's holding the beer in the right hand. He throws the left hand to put me down. Does he, 1, knock me out, and or 2, spill his beer?
Well,
yeah, it's a good one, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with he absolutely spills his beer. So he's not saving the beer, either one of them. Even if the one he puts down so quick that he actually spills it and topples it over. And if it's gonna be his left hand, he'll drop you. He won't knock you out. His power punch is the right, but he'll drop you with the left. He won't knock you out. So no knockout. Yes, spilled beer.
Did he spill the beer?
He did. Absolutely, he spilled.
All right. So if you voted which way you voted on yes, no, take your appropriate drinks. We move over to Andrew Lapachet. All right. Do I get knocked down?
I hope the MMA is better than what you guys are saying it is, but yeah, I think he knocks you down, Lee. And I gotta say,
does he knock me out, Andrew? Like as a side note, does he knock me out?
2019, isn't this Usman guy the best guy in the UFC? Isn't he one of the best?
Look, we're not having a discussion about Usman
went to a decision. Went to a decision with them. He went to a decision. Didn't get stopped. He went to a decision. 5 rounds with one of the best fighters in the UFC in 2019. It's not that long ago. He wasn't the best fighter then. He was in the ascension. So now he's established. But nonetheless, I get your point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ever since then, he's beaten everyone, bro. He's undefeated. You know what I mean? So the guy was worth something. Is all I'm saying. Jake Paul's got to get some kind of. He knocked him out. It was a big
We're playing a drinking game right now, for God's sakes.
I already said he knocked you down.
Sam is in Australia with a Foster's, I guess. What do they drink? I don't know. So he's got like Australian whatever in his hand. He's like, oh no, I voted that Tyrone knocks you out, but he spills the beer. Like he's sitting around with his buddies listening to the show, I guess. So final answer. He does take me with the left. You're going to vote on that.
Yeah, no, I have to. I got to give him more credit. Lee. Another thing that I got to say about the ticket sales that I believe is bogus. His money comes from YouTube and views that he gets seen online and through the pay-per-view. Really no one really goes off of the live gate. Oh, we didn't do good at the live gate. Let's cancel. It had to be the pay-per-view that wasn't going to come in for them to cancel, because that's where they make their money. It is on the pay-per-view side. So I don't think this thing was canceled over ticket sales. They're going off of the YouTubers purchasing this fight. And I got to say, Lee, I would have purchased that fight. I would have. The fight was, to me.
I would have streamed illegally. I got to be honest. I would have streamed illegally. But
yeah,
I would have watched it.
He needs to understand there was boxing guys that were really going to watch this thing. I don't know if they jumped the gun. I'm not buying it a week before, but on Saturday afternoon, yeah, you better believe I was going to hit order.
Oh, yeah. Buy a couple of steaks, watch the whole circus, right? You get a sponsor like Tampico. Why did Tampico not come back after that fight? I've wondered this from a sponsorship angle, but... Right. So whatever sponsors they get, we know we're all going to illegally stream it on some level, at least Miguel and me. Andrew paid for it. That would have been the greatest episode of Fight Net Radio of all time. Miguel and I stream it, and Andrew bought it.
I'm sorry, but I thought Rocky was going to win that fight.
Miguel and Lee streamed it illegally and Andrew bought it. That would have been the show title. Oh my God. Would have been great. Ah, so great. Let's move forward to real boxers. So Progress and Teofimo, like, what is this whole 140, 147 thing, Andrew, that everybody's got a complete hard on about? Like, I'll go up, I'll stay here, I'm going up, the great fights are here. They're not fighting each other, for God's sakes. Like, they're just talking about making angles, Andrew.
For Lopez and Garcia, moving up and establishing themselves at the junior welterweight division, I think, is the best idea. They would have an advantage on everyone else coming up after them. So I liked it, especially for Ryan. Ryan's undefeated. He's hot. He's only 20 hot as far as fighting. Dude, all he had to do is go up.
That's a good one, Andrew.
That didn't sound good at all, did it?
You got to put one on that one.
Go up to 140 and freaking build his muscle and get ready for all these guys coming up. We know that's the end game for everybody. They're all going to get bigger because this is all young talent down there.
Miguel?
Well, from what I understand, I mean, regarding Regis Prograis, right? He might step in.
Welterweights, right? This is still the welterweight class. Like,
well,
why are
it's
they...
junior welterweight. I heard you say
Junior.
Regis earlier. So. Junior welter, yeah, 140.
Why does
140.
Prograis and Teofimo think this is the money class?
Well, I mean, it may be. I mean, shit, we got guys like fucking, what's his name, Teofimo, and now Ryan Garcia. It's like, hey, it's the guys that were, the fights that we were expecting to see at 135. Yeah, granted they haven't happened. To some degree they have with Teofimo and Loma and whatnot, but everybody else, with Gervonta and Haney and whatnot, we want to see those guys in the mix with Garcia and Teofimo when they were at 135. Now they're at 140. It's like this is, it's good. Where there's what's the word? There's a chance. It's like it looks like it's promising that the fights will still happen, just not maybe at lightweight, but rather junior welterweight. A recent announcement with Jose Ramirez withdrawing from his fight with Jose Cepeda, and then potentially Regis Prograis is going to step in. That's going to be a good fucking fight. Like, I'm down for that shit. That's good stuff. Granted, no one's really familiar with Regis to begin with, like the general public, but it puts him with the win over Cepeda. I think it puts Regis in a great fucking spot to fight at least as a B-side. Any one of those guys, it'll be either Ryan or fucking Teofimo, depending on how Teofimo looks next weekend. But it's like, damn, that's it, the excitement that we felt, at 135 may be, spilling over to 140. It sounds like it's intriguing, and I'm on board to watch, of course. And I mean, come on, who doesn't want to see somebody like Teofimo against Ryan at 140? That'd be the shit, man.
All right, and the biggest prize of them all, Lee, is Josh Taylor. We can't look at he makes.
Josh is sitting pretty right now, right?
Yeah.
He makes more money for these fighters than anybody at lightweight, St. Cambosos included, even at how hot he is in Australia. The UK, their fans show up. This kid's undefeated. He's got all the titles. He had a great fight with, I believe, Catskill's his name. They're going to rematch that one. That's going to be huge if he wins that fight and clear that.
Sorry, that was a good joke when you said McCaskill. There's actually a female fighter.
Isn't his name Catskill?
Catterall.
No, I think you're thinking of Jessica.
Catterall. That was Catterall I was talking about.
It's Catterall for sure.
There you go. My bad, Lee. Very good.
Caskill is a woman named Jessica. And by the way, I would pay big money to watch that fight.
Jack Catterall. So they're going to rematch that one. That's a good fight. If Taylor can clear that shit up, he's sitting pretty. Him and Ryan. Look at. He is we're one fighter away in America from having a huge fight in the junior welterweight division. The UK is ready. They have their guy. It's Josh Taylor. Yes, he has to beat Catterall.
Is it Andrew?
Catterall in the rematch. But Lee, say they drop that rematch, you're not telling me the UK backs Josh Taylor up against Ryan Garcia or Teofimo Lopez or they're not going to give a fuck about that Catterall fight if he's matched up against one of the undefeated Americans.
And I fear for Catterall too, because like he might get that that rematch. I think that's what it sounds like. But if for whatever reason it doesn't, holy shit, he is going to be lost in the shuffle so bad with with what's his name, with Teofimo and Ryan, and now Reach being in the mix. Holy shit, man, I feel bad for that guy, because if he doesn't get his rematch now, it ain't ever happening.
Yep. Best thing they could do is try to get an undercard. I would take a pay cut to get one of the undercard bouts to keep my name relevant with attached to the winner of the whoever Taylor's fighting.
Yeah, but all right. Let's all be big boys here, right? Ryan Garcia is not going to fight anybody and keep stacking his record, right? Teofimo seems to be, well, I'll go next weekend and watch the whole thing, but he's stacking his record. Like Oscar's got everyone on a stacking order, right? Progress. Wait, here's the problem. Progress is the only guy going up a weight class who has fought everybody in that weight class with the Super Series, Andrew. And now he wants to go up and like make a couple of bucks. Like, I got no issues with the kid. Like, he seems to be a gamer.
If you believe that Garcia went through a moment in his life where he needed help, then there's nothing wrong with where it happened to his career. The guy needed to take a break.
Still a prospect based on your criteria.
Before that meltdown, the breakdown, he fought Luke Campbell, who was one of the best lightweights in the world. He got dropped by Luke. He gets up and knocks Luke out with a beautiful body shot. This is all great things for his career. He got dropped. He got up. He was able to survive, and then he wins by knockout. This made everyone knew Ryan was real on this night. The guy went 12 rounds, or did with Linares and with Lomachenko, if I have that correct. Like, he was
yes, I went the distance twice. Yep.
Yeah, he was a gold medal winner. Like, he had a lot of credentials going into that fight with, once again, a Garcia who everyone says is just a paper champ or a paper fighter, all looks, all YouTube. No, the guy did something that night. He was going to follow it up with a huge fight, and then the meltdown happened. Well, he's come back. He faced a southpaw. That's never hard, never easy. Excuse me. Faced a southpaw. Looks good. Ex-champ. Did the knockout is a thing of beauty. It's one of the fastest punches, reflexes you could see a fighter have. He literally like dodges a punch and lands a left at the same time. It's a thing of fucking beauty.
Okay, hold on, Andrew. Like, you're busting a circuit, and I'm sure Sam Navajero is literally masturbating at this moment, because he loves you. You are the, what did he call it, Miguel? He's the Michael Jordan of the show.
Scottie Pippen, I'm not sure.
No, he calls him the Michael Jordan of the show. All right, so he's literally like spraying all over his eyes. Andrew, weren't we just last week having this conversation that Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, like, all these guys are still prospects? They haven't stepped up to the big boys.
And that's what I was going to finish with.
All right. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm walking away from the computer.
Hey, we need to see his next opponent. We got to give Oscar this fight. They're trying to work it with Gervonta Davis. I don't know if he gets signed or not, with Mayweather already putting out there that he needs a return to 135. I know Ryan's like, he has to sort of say he's all in on it. I don't think Ryan could say no. But it's going to be it's going to be Guzin and De La Hoya and Hopkins that really make the decision if he goes back to 135 or not. It's a risky fight. If he can't make lightweights, and this is why they're moving to 140, it's a risky fight to take on Davis. Davis has a hell of a punch. It's the only thing that fucking saves this young man in his fights is his punch. Ryan has been hit almost in every fight, so you don't want him to have weight issues.
Well, Andrew, as far as I understand, what's his name?
Hold on, Andrew, in my deaf ear, I'm hearing that we're hearing from Oscar De La. Listen, bro. First of all, I don't want to sign your autograph. Still, Andrew, I don't want to sign it. Still the best joke on the show. How long before, and I'm being serious before you go off, Miguel, so you can add this. How long till Oscar fights Ryan?
Oh, jeez. Right before Ryan becomes a superstar, right before he doesn't want him to steal all the thunder, but he's like, you know what? Let me nip this in the bud before you get too out of hand. I'd say that's what.
All right, let me hustle it. Wait, I'm going to hustle it like a promoter.
Oh.
Live in TJ at the dog track, Oscar De La Hoya versus Ryan Garcia. How great would it be, Miguel? Like, would we not be there ringside going, wow, this is some crazy ass stuff.
Yes, this is some circus sideshow shit. I can't believe we're actually watching this.
Big blocks of ice at the top, like they're letting it's old school night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, Miguel.
Oh, I was just gonna say
that vision of being at the dog track with you, going, did they bring back big blocks of ice and giant Budweisers? And Oscar's gonna fight Ryan and TJ on the dog track? Like, this is some crazy stuff. Oh my God, what a great weekend in TJ for us, Miguel.
I would agree. I cannot disagree with that.
You'd be there in a heartbeat. Like, you'd fly out tomorrow.
You best believe it. I'd be there in a fucking second.
And we'll pick up your car that's got flames on the side.
That too. Of course, we can't forget that. But I'm thinking, like, if I recall correctly, I could have sworn I heard Ryan Garcia after his fight, his most recent fight against Fortuna, saying that he won't go back to 135. Like, that is what I remember him stating. I might have to watch like the replay of that interview inside the ring, but I'm pretty sure he said it when the whatever discussion happened with as far as Fortuna not being able to make 135, because that was at some point the fight was going to happen and then it wasn't, or then it was like back on and off or something, and then Fortuna said, well, if we're gonna do it still, then let's do it at 140. And then Ryan agreed. And then when they asked him about it in the ring, Ryan was like, oh yeah, I feel fucking great at 140. My ass ain't never go back to 135. So I mean, and when he called out Gervonta, he was like, yeah, Gervonta wants to do it at 140. Like, he flat out said he wants to do it at 140. So from the sounds of things, it sounds like Ryan is not going back to 135. But money does talk, so who the fuck knows what happens down the line. But those are his intentions that he stated like out loud.
Yeah, what happened though, Miguel, was that he tweeted when Floyd called him out at 135. He goes, we can do the fight, but it has to be at 135. Ryan retweeted, I'll fight him anywhere, and you can get it too. Did you say? I don't know if you caught that, but Ryan called that. Yeah. This last week too. So that's why I was saying. Now that he's saying he will go back, I'm hoping it's going to be Guzin and De La Hoya.
So here's my question for both of you: what's the money weight? 140 or 147? Ooh, this is a drinky game. Everybody listening along, please pull over, go to your liquor store, grab a shot. All right, Miguel. Everyone, place your bets.
Well,
Miguel, what's the money weight? 147 or 140?
I mean, I don't. Shit. I would
That's
be
a good one, right?
It is a good one. I don't think either one of them want to make it happen at 147. No, because that's obviously too heavy. I feel it's too heavy. I'm thinking they're gonna try to do some sort of catch weight bullshit, like 137 or some shit like that. Like they're gonna do it above lightweight, but not quite 140 yet. I'm almost positive that's the direction they're gonna lean. It's gonna be, didn't Floyd do that a few times, right? With like, I think Marquez or someone else. I don't remember who else, but I'm almost certain if they come to some sort of like, happy medium, they'll meet themselves in the middle. I'm gonna go with some sort of like weird catch weight of like 137 or some bullshit.
I took that question another way. When you asked me what's the money weight, 140, 147, I would say it's gonna be 140 because 147, unfortunately, the fighters have outpriced themselves. Again.
So you're gonna call Crawford and Spence completely outclassed based on their price tag?
Their price tag. It's not a good money weight. It's not a
Thurman's there. Ugas is there. Like, there's names that'll sell tickets, Andrew.
No, it's not a good profit for Al Heyman though. He's in the hole too much. Now, when you look at a potential junior welterweight showdown, you have all the fans because of Josh Taylor that will show up,
okay.
and
all right. Let's have a big circle jerk on this. We all agree Josh Taylor rocks, right? And we all agree on progress, right? Like, this dude has gone through wars to make the #2 ranking at 140, right? Like, he deserves his shot. But below that, there's nobody. There's nobody else. What? Gary Russell, Jose Zepeda, Jack Catterall. Like, Andrew, there's nobody that will make any money.
No, but ESPN would back a Lopez versus Taylor fight in a heartbeat. DAZN would back that in a heartbeat. You could put that fight in New York, or you could put it in the UK. And the same thing with Ryan. This is why Ryan's next fight is so important. If Ryan gets a hitter on his next fight and knocks that dude out, I'm telling you right now, you're looking at one of the biggest pay-per-view stars starting to be formed by De La Hoya again. The kid has everything. He just has to win. I said it before the Fontoura fight, and I'm going to keep saying it. As long as he keeps winning, his market is only going to get bigger and bigger. That fake social media number that we all say he has will start becoming real.
Well documented on this show. But Ryan Garcia's got to step up. He's got to step up one day, Andrew.
My 8-year-old son was in the gym the other day, and he's throwing a decent left hook. I don't know if I told you guys this. His right is a lot better than his left. But on this day, I'm dead serious. You guys, I could feel it. I could feel it through the bag. And I go, hey, Junior, there you go. Your left hand's starting to work. You know what he said, Miguel?
What?
I was watching Ryan Garcia on YouTube.
Boy, what are you doing? All right, Andrew, are you going to let me do social media and promoting for this kid? Like, no. I'm totally down. I realize Chris is not ever going to let me do this. And
I don't want a Jake Paul. I'm sorry. I don't need him with the
No, we'll get him a Jake Paul fight. Actually, Jake Paul, I'm putting it out there. Junior versus Jake Paul right now, $1 million. It will be the greatest fight of all time. And I bet on Junior at this moment.
But just showing you that through all the fighters that have been out there, the one that he watched on YouTube was Ryan. So Ryan,
I don't disagree. Look,
his market growing.
I completely crap on Ryan all the time. He's got incredibly fast hands.
Yeah.
My comment is the same. At 140, you've got 2 names, maybe 3. Jose Ramirez and Jose Zepeda are not selling tickets. They're not. And that's 3 and 4. What, Gary Russell? Jack Catterall? Like, he had a shot. So you're talking Taylor or Prograis, Andrew. Like, there's a reason Taylor is unified champion. There's nobody in the freaking division.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know, Lee. I got it. I'm going to tell you again. And Zepeda, I think, is pretty hot in some big boxing markets. He has the right flag behind him. I think ESPN would back that fight. I think it gets made, especially if he beats Prograis. If Prograis beats him, he's already fought Josh Taylor. It was a close fight. We're talking a decision. I don't know if they go back to that, but Prograis would be another name. He only has 1 defeat in his career. And then you have Lopez and that's 5 guys. You're talking about half the.
When you discuss 147, you're talking Crawford, Spence, screw Jaron Enos. How's he number 3? Virgil Ortiz, Keith Thurman, Ugas, who defeated Manny Pacquiao.
Ugas and Thurman
there's
are
real
garbage.
money in this division.
Ugas and Thurman are garbage. Come on, these guys are
you get paid. Like, here's the problem with Al Heyman fighters or any fighters. They want to get paid, Andrew.
Who does?
Ugas will sell tickets and Thurman will sell. Am I wrong about this, Miguel? Or am I just completely delusional on a Sunday morning?
No.
I mean, what's his name? I don't think Ugas sells a goddamn thing. I don't think he sells a goddamn thing. I don't think
Thurman.
I would lean towards Thurman, but even still, like, to say he's. I mean, where's he from? New York? Are they like? Were they?
Oh, yeah. They might do it at Brooklyn, and you got to do
it. Barclays or whatever, right? I mean, that would be
whatever that sponsor is.
Even
with the
still, still, they'll do the fucking curtain covering all the empty seats kind of deal. So I'm sure that's the route that they're gonna fucking go. Hi. Oh. Housekeeping.
Are they putting flames on your car?
No, housekeeping just fucking. Oh shit! I forgot to put the do not disturb fucking thing on there.
That'd be awesome.
Is it? They told me check out.
I haven't been married for a while. I want to check with Andrew. Is it about the 30 or 40-minute marker they leave the room? Huh? It's boring to them. Huh? Does Chris get bored about 30 minutes when she listens to you, Andrew? I haven't been married for a while.
Right. So anyway, back to what I was saying before I was interrupted. They told me a checkout is at 11. It ain't 11 yet. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah. So I'm thinking, Thurman, he will sell more tickets, yes, than Ugas. Ugas, I mean, yeah, he's got like the Cuban fans behind him, of course. So I'm sure they're gonna support him. But I mean, it'll have to be like in fucking Florida, really, for that shit to really pop and sell some tickets. But I mean, of the two, it's the lesser of two evils. It's like okay, I guess we'll have to go with Thurman there. But no, Ugas doesn't sell
Crawford
a
and
fucking.
Spencer are not going to fight each other, Miguel. We all know that. Like, everybody stop holding your breath. It's not going to happen, right?
I'm kind of over it, man.
But let's talk about Virgil Ortiz versus Ryan Garcia. Wouldn't we all get a little bit of a chubby for that fight?
I would. I certainly fucking would. I mean,
I'm down.
That would be some shit. But I mean, like those are
totally
two,
down.
Golden Boy stars. I mean, I guess I'm not sure if he'd want to sacrifice one or the other. They're Golden Boy guys, but I don't know. I don't know if he'd want to. If
Crawford versus Ryan Garcia.
Wait, what about what?
How hard do your nipples get for Crawford versus Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, I would pay for that. I would.
Tell me you're Bruce Dippy, like pointing north.
I would like to see Crawford maybe take on Josh Taylor before Ryan Garcia. And look, you guys didn't notice last night Crawford was at the Ortiz fights.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's been trolling all the fights around here, Andrew. He's been doing it for a month.
Throwing it out there about matching them two up. I mean, look, Spence the other day threw out already a opponent that he's looking at to replace Crawford, and now Crawford's over here messing around with DAZN. Not looking good for Spence versus Crawford.
Oh, to be honest, I don't think Crawford's going to get his fight. I don't think he's going to get the DAZN deal. He's not technically promoted by anyone. I would give him the same conversation that I had with our guy from, where was he from, Miguel? Finland or whatever the hell he was from. It's the same thing. Yeah, same thing. Dude, you're not promoted by anybody. What do you expect to happen? Like, nobody will touch you.
They're squeezing them. Look at Crawford's 34 years old.
Totally are squeezing Crawford right now.
The PBC has been doing this since Crawford entered the division. They were always playing the long game with him. All of their guys were younger. They knew they could wait the shit out, and this would eventually happen to Crawford. It is a very good move by Al Heyman, but they played the long game. He's 34. He's running out of money. One thing good about Crawford, he's not a flamboyant champ. You don't see him with the jewelry, and if he has the jewelry on, it might be one chain, not 3 chains, 2 watches, a bracelet, coming out of a Lamborghini. He's not that guy. At least from what I've seen on him on social media, not that guy. Hopefully he's saving his money, but eventually he's going to have to make more money. That's when he's going to come back and everyone's going to have a lower price tag. Look, this guy went through the whole boxing world. He couldn't find a deal. If he does not get Spence versus Crawford, you have to believe Terrence Crawford would be a fool not to come down on his price on his next go-around negotiations with DAZN. You have to come down.
I don't think he'd have a choice at that point. He would have no other choice at that point.
Hold on. Andrew, in your mind, what is Crawford worth in the Spence-Crawford fight? Like, what does he deserve to ask for?
I think I like the Roy Jones, James Toney, where they get these two are the best fighters in America. James Toney is, I think, second on the pound for pound list. Roy Jones is the undefeated superstar coming out of the Olympics. These guys went in at a flat rate and took a pay-per-view percentage for the winner.
All right, so you put a pot and you're going to let them fight for it.
That's right. Why not?
60-40.
There's an incentive. There's an incentive in there. Yeah.
And unfortunately, and for these guys, we're at a standstill with who's better. I can't tell you who's better. Yes, Spence has had the better welterweight career, but then again, Terrence has had the better professional career. I'm sorry, he's been undisputed twice in 2 divisions, and he has a win over Jeff Horn. However you feel about that.
I think he knocks out, I honest to God, think he knocks out Errol Spence. I mean, I don't want to break the news.
They've always been nervous. They've always been nervous. That's why
he's got a broken jaw, Andrew. It's a bad fight.
Of these guys. ever wanted Terrence Crawford. They know who the truth is. The real truth is. They played the long game and it worked.
And you know what? To toss in real quick, if I'm not mistaken, according to some of these like ESPN reports, Crawford made upwards of like $6 million for his last fight with what's his name, Porter. So I mean, it's gonna be more than that, right? Not the fucking 20 million or 25 million that people that the numbers that are being thrown out there about what he's asking, but it's gonna be more than that, right? So we're thinking what, maybe 12, 13? Does that sound reasonable?
Yes, if they're talking about a guaranteed purse. Yeah, you would think he should be able to come back to the ring for anywhere between 13 and even 10 million. If you're only making $6 million in your last fight and now you're getting a $4 million raise, how is this a bad thing? He's not. Listen, they have to sit Terrence Crawford down and show him that the numbers that Top Rank were saying aren't lies. Well, your skills prove that you're the pound for pound best in the world. The fans haven't bought in yet. We're going to take this last fight at a pay cut. Then we're coming in hard on the next one. They have to somehow get him to believe in that, believe in himself. If you are the pound for pound champ, why not let Spence have this lion's share of this and then tax his ass when you get in the ring?
Miguel, who's in my earpiece at this moment?
What? You're losing your
Say it! I'm channeling Sam Kinison. Say it!
What do you want me to say?
Right now, dying to get on the air.
Clarissa Shields?
You think?
Hey, Clarissa, welcome back. It's been a while.
Get my name right, all right? Listen, Andrea, okay? Terrence Crawford is one of the best fighters ever, but he's a single. He's a single, Andrea, whatever the F your name is, all right? And you, Manuel, get the horns. I love the horns. Like, I love the horns. Can you get them to do your horn to go da 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 da? Bob, that sounds really racist, and we're gonna get canceled here. I don't care. Fuck those people. Listen. Cancel culture. Suck my whatever. Pick one. They all sag.
We've had a lot of
drawn a dime, Andrea.
We've had a lot of proof that Top Rank wasn't lying about Terrence Crawford. The first one was Eddie Hearn came out and said this guy is unreasonable with what he's trying to ask for. The second one was Al Heyman not striking a deal with him. And then again, Bob comes out and says he doesn't think the fight's going to get made because of price. It's the writing's all over the wall that it's Terrence Crawford who's stopping this from happening. Someone has to talk to him before he loses this thing.
Manny, listen. I mean, do you think this, like, he wants money, bro? Like,
too much money. Too much money.
I'm learning slang from the kids today. So when you talk to your BFFs about buying fight tickets to watch Crawford and Spence, like, would your BFFs watch Crawford at all? Like, he's boring. I got to be honest. Like, I cut him loose. It's killing me.
They say there's a saying that, you're only as good as your last fight, right? That's a very common saying. After seeing Crawford and the way he dismantled Porter, I would say, yes, they would absolutely watch that fight. I mean, as far as Spence goes against, Ugas, I believe that was his last fight. Not the most exciting fight, but, nonetheless, there was a little bit of excitement.
Manny, who's Ugas?
So anyway, they would order to watch. They would order that fight. Yes, they would.
At the very end, too, it is Pacquiao.
I'm going to hell for every impression I've ever did, Andrew. Like,
you're right.
I expect both of you to visit me in hell for every impression I ever did.
And it is Pacquiao the reason why this happened.
Yeah, totally. Like, Pacquiao didn't step up to the plate. Like, he screwed the division.
Yeah, he was supposed to get beat by Terrence Crawford. He was literally. He outpriced himself from Top Rank, so he didn't have to take that fight.
Pissed off Al, and Al went the other way. Al took the belts.
And then Spence, and then when he comes to fight Spence, we have the eye issue, and then he loses the Ugas. The torch was never passed. You see, even when Floyd steps over from being pretty boy to money, he fights Oscar De La Hoya. That was his come out party. Both of these men were supposed to have their come out party. Ugas is not the come out party. Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, fuck all those guys. They're not legends. They're good PBC stable, not legends. They have no fight against men.
They're not. No. We're screwed, no. Andrew. I hate boxing right now. Like, nobody's stepping up to the plate. I mean, that's the reality. Why is Spence versus Crawford not happening? Like, I'm going to Vegas. I'm totally down. Like, I want to be that guy. I want to be Johnny on the spot and go to the gyms and bring Fight Net into the next generation. But the reality is, how am I supposed to stand in front of these guys and go, dude, you're fighting nobody. He's driving an Uber on Tuesday. Like, I realize I'm going to get hit a lot. But, Andrew, nobody's fighting anybody.
We'll see what happens. You know, the one thing I didn't like about Ortiz's answer last night when they asked him about Crawford was he goes, I think he's tied up right now, but I would never have said that and just took the challenge on. Just said, yeah, I would like to face him now. I'm a, you know, if I'm a, what is it called? He's got this ranking, right? He gets the shot at the title. So he's the man
contender. Yeah, mandatory contender.
All right, Miguel, now that I'm coming to Vegas to your hood and I'm going to get knocked out a lot, like, are you going to let me go to gyms and actually call these guys out?
No.
Wait.
Not if it means they're going to get knocked the fuck out.
Wait, hold on. Let's make this a drinking game. Everybody grab your drink. Miguel, can I walk into a gym in Vegas and go, dude, you're not, like, fighting anybody? Like, how many times will I get hit?
Oh, yeah. Can you do that? Yes. Should you do that? No.
I want to call this show the drinking episode. Like, here's the truth. I want to go into the gyms and look at these guys and finally go, like, what are you doing? Like, you keep popping yourself up, right? That's what they're doing, Miguel. Like, they're just doing, I'm thinking I should fight Teofimo. I think I should fight Josh Taylor. Like, shut up and sign the fight, bro.
Don't do it to Virgil Ortiz. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, no, he'll hit me.
Well, watch. I don't know if you've seen this week. He was doing a online interview with some reporters. A website, I forget their names, asked him a question. And Virgil goes, you know, a lot of you guys don't know what you're talking about when it comes to my health issue, and you're one of them. So I will never again answer any of your questions or talk to you. I was like, are you sitting like this kid?
I'm into this.
19, bro. You really just go schoolyard on me?
Oh no, I'm down. I'm totally down. I'm like, dude,
I will never talk to you again. Doesn't that sounds like something my 8-year-old tells my 6-year-old?
I'm gonna write a note.
That sounds like Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner does that shit.
Shamed me as a boxer. I got today's show.
Broner does
boxing
that bullshit. It's
shame.
like, yo, fuck, and then Broner gets all like butthurt shit.
Boxing shame. Like, if you don't talk to me the right way, Miguel, I'm gonna go tell the teacher that you're shaming me at 140 pounds. Like, go F yourself, bro. You're not fighting anybody. There's only like 3 real fighters in your division. Go do something. Like, how great. Oh, I can't wait to get.
Hey, I loved everything about Ortiz. They need to work on his, you know, taking criticism or even bad information and being able to brush that off and not sound the way he sounded. I'll never talk to you again or answer your question.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a note and I'll tell her to tell you. Like, Miguel, here's the legit question: overs unders 6 months before one of these fighters actually stabs me from going into the gym.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna get shivved by like Virgil Ortiz.
So
great.
In the fucking
So great. Like, I'm over it, dude. Just make the
Do you remember the boxing show in the Bay Area? What's his name? Mexican guy. He comes on at night. He carried a show on an AM.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember his name. I was on his show one time.
All the shows. Yes. Shout out to everybody who listens to my show. Hold on, Andrew. Shout out to everybody who uses my show to do your stories for your show on a real radio station. Congratulations. Love you guys to death. All right. How many times, Andrew, have you listened and they did all our stories?
He was saying that fucking Bob Arum was the mafia and his fights were fixed. He was on Miguel. He's on AM radio talking like this about boxing. Once
that like a year ago. That was like boring.
No, it wasn't. Shut. Be quiet. I didn't know what his name was, but it was a long time ago. Wait, he got slapped. So you do have to watch out. It was Duva. Duva sent one of his prospects, man. The guy comes right out of the crowd and fucking slap. And man, I'm telling you, I was calling for it. I didn't really like the guy because he always talked bad about boxing. And I used to go, man, this guy's on AM station. I go, it's fucking weird. Like the whole sports world thinks boxing's corrupt. It's all this, it's all that.
It is, Andrew. Why won't you let me have this?
Fuck out of here. All sports are. All sports are. No, it's not just boxing.
Not all sports.
Ah, bullshit. Get out of here. It's all business before it is.
Chargers will always suck. And now that I'm moving to Vegas, Andrew, are you ready? I'm going to make a brave announcement. I'm officially a Raiders fan.
I knew you would announce that.
I'm going to buy silver and black.
That's what the Raiders need. They need a lot of you transporters.
They need Lee.
Vegas, they need you guys to turn.
What character should I be? Darth Raider or is there one I missed? I'm sorry. That was just for Sam. Like, oh yeah, no, Sam, I'm gonna go to the game as Darth Raider and walk over the hill and like
it's
Howie Long jersey. That'll get me in the game.
It'll be there.
Will a Howie jersey get me in, Andrew, no matter what?
They ranked on their first season selling tickets, ranked 25 in the league.
There we go. This is what Sam wanted. Go for it.
Fucking open. 25th in the league. Whatever.
Sam, that was just for you. I drew out the Raider fan in him. Like, I'm over it.
Hey, we look good. Wait a minute. We look good. Hey, I like how McDaniels had us look on our first preseason game. Lee, not too many times the Raiders come out and they're clicking on all cylinders. The only thing that was off was our offensive line.
Andrew, twice.
Yeah, the offensive
line. Who's on the left side? Who's on the right side, Andrew?
What?
Who's on the left side and the right side for the Chargers, Andrew?
No, but Colton Miller wasn't playing. Colton Miller was that's what counts.
Who did we get that was your former player, Andrew, who's now our linebacker?
No, I know. You got Mac.
Oh, yeah, you do. Because he's going to sack that guy with the little tattoo on his arm. Like, he's going to pick his ass up all day.
Hey, Mac has been. There's a reason why Mac was released twice from two teams. How about that, Lee? So we'll see.
Mac is going to rip your ass a new one.
Shut up.
Oh, my God. Sam, try not to spray on your screen, okay? I realized this is what you wanted, and I drew it out because it's football season. All right, let's move forward. Joe Joyce is taking on Parker. God, this is an old Yeller match, Miguel. Parker Joyce, this is totally an old Yeller fight. Like, so Joyce has a shot to go up to the top 5, and Parker has an opportunity to get a bullet in the back of his head on September 24th in London. What say you, Miguel? Is it a good scrap?
Yes, for as long as it lasts. I don't anticipate this one going the distance. Yeah, I mean, like, if you guys want to see the bottom line, these guys are fucking heavyweights. You know, when heavyweights are in the ring and these guys do throw bombs, you know, at the very least, fucking Parker does. Most likely we're not going to go the distance here. We've seen Parker come back from that spider bite, right? And we've kind of seen, I don't know, maybe that still affected him because he seems to be running out of gas towards the latter part of the fight.
I'm not going to let this go. Did you just say spider bite?
Yeah, wasn't he the one that got bit by something?
We're talking about heavyweight contender. Andrew, am I crazy? He's discussing a spider bite.
Joseph Parker almost died from a spider bite. Yes.
God.
Yeah. And I
F
don't
both
think
of
he's
you.
been the
All
same
right,
since.
F
I
both of
don't
you.
think he's been the same since. I think it's
Oh.
something about his cardio just got fucked up because he seems to run out of gas at later in the fight. If
Oh,
Joe
he's gonna
Joyce
get
can,
knocked out. I
yeah.
completely agree with you.
And who doesn't want to see heavyweight knockouts? I mean, that's a big fucking deal. When you see some big motherfuckers, go down crumbling like a sack of rocks, we're gonna tune in to watch that. Of course, we're gonna tune in to watch that. So yes, I do think this is gonna be a good scrap. I'm gonna tune in to watch it. Chances are it's gonna be early, early in the morning over here, Pacific Standard Time. I will wake up to watch this one.
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it a significant bite where they said it did like meat tissue damage and stuff too? It was one of those bites
totally. Yeah. I saw the press release.
Yeah, man. So that's what I agree with Miguel. It doesn't look like Parker's been 100% ever since this.
Andrew, we're still talking about a spider bite taking a spider. Like this is. We got a new
like the size of a golf ball in my earpiece, or something Andrew, like that. Like the thing did some damage to him.
Spider takes out fighter to drop it to the top 10. Like, come on, it's crazy.
Joe Joyce, I like this young man. He reminds me of George Foreman. I know I say that a lot. That's the only way I can promote him. He's slow. Doesn't have too much of a.
Andrew, why would you compare him?
Because he reminds me of George, man. When he hits, he hurts.
No, when he hits, he does. I agree with you. But he has no jab. And Foreman had a jab.
Well, his later career, he had a jab.
I'm talking more of the hand power and the speed.
I'm sorry. And Sam's sending me a note as he listens to it right now. Lee, we're talking about real boxing again.
No, that's fine. No, and you are right. Foreman probably had the best jab right hand in boxing in the early 90s.
Incorrect. It would be anyone at that time period?
Oh, Klitschko's?
No.
Lewis?
I still think wasn't what's his
Don't
name?
say Bo.
No, the Eastern Assassin was still active right there.
Oh, Holmes? Larry Holmes?
Holmes?
It was 80s. It was 80s.
Holmes is out in the 80s, bro.
I think he got over the line. I think he went till 91.
He did go into it by that point. Yeah, it was not even.
Do we all agree that Larry Holmes is the best jab of all time?
Foreman has some great fights with some better opposition in the 90s at 40 than Larry Holmes did his whole career.
I don't think Larry Holmes ever recaptured the belt, right? Like he lost it, that was it. Like he didn't have it for a long ass time.
He followed the formula. Like even George Foreman said it directly on HBO. Goes, I'm just trying to sell grills, bro. Like he actually said it on an HBO fight. He's like, listen, Larry, I'm just trying to sell grills.
Fucking grills.
You know what? Good for you. I mean, these guys are. Andrew, you box, your kids boxing. I've made the mistake of doing this. Like, this is a sport that literally, with no joke, kills you. Like, make all the money, right?
Yeah, no doubt. You try to do, yes.
So I'm totally down with Joe Parker getting his ass handed to him. I'm going to bring it back around. Jesus. I apologize to the listening audience. We got very mellow. Colin. Yeah, by the way, your favorite fighter is dying slowly inside. But let's bring it around to Joe Parker, who's going to get knocked the F out in this fight. Like, this is a bad fight for him, Andrew.
What are we talking about now?
Joe Joyce.
We're back to Parker and
Joe Joyce.
And yeah, I'm bringing it back around. I'm sorry, I got stuck on my own personal. Yeah, it sucks to get concussion.
Hey, do you know that Foreman got the grill on an accident?
Yes, I do. I know the whole story.
It's great, man. Hulk Hogan missed the phone call,
and now he's worth $1 billion.
The creator called Hulk Hogan first, and he didn't answer.
All right, here's the question. By the way, drinking game. Andrew, you're age 72. All right, you ready? You're age 72. You've got a grill. You've got $1 billion. Do you break up with your wife and your kids?
Oh, 72.
Go after a 20-year-old piece of ass. By the way, I realize you're married now, and this is about to get you bums.
That's still stupid. That's still dumb. No.
Really?
Do that. Yeah.
Watch what I mean, Miguel.
I value family
How
way more
quick
than that.
at 72 are you dropping everyone and enjoying $1 billion?
Are you asking me the question?
That's assuming
I'm
that
asking you, Miguel.
Oh, Miguel. Sorry.
Miguel, you're 72.
Yeah.
You're married. She's great. You've had 5 kids. Are you dropping her and the wife and taking the billion and doing the whole I got a boat and I'm going to wear a skin tight shirt and jump on a boat?
I hope that by that point I have a boat anyway, so I'm gonna say no. I'm not just gonna ditch and bounce. If it depends how long I've been with her. We're talking about a super long ass time. I mean, really at 72, I'm not gonna have much time left anyway. There's no point in fucking splitting up at that point. But no, I mean, hell no. If I've gone this far to have kids with this woman and been with her for God knows how long, she's ride or die at that point.
Oh yeah. And since my wife's in the room listening to the show, Andrew, I completely feel you. This show is totally different now. Yeah, totally. I'm keeping the money. We're buying a boat. By the way, all the family members of Andrew, how have you guys listened to me throughout the years?
She will be standing over.
This show is about to shift, Andrew. She sits in the room listening to us.
You ever seen that show Misery? Yeah, let me fuck around and say, oh yeah, I would leave her.
She would tie me to the bed and stump me for sure. Like she would grab the sledgehammer and like break my feet off on a Saturday. You're not going anywhere.
She'll have a hot pot of fucking like water, like just holding it with you.
There's like a term for that. It's like stumping or something. Like, did your wife just stump you in bed? Yeah, but she loves me. She loves me. Andrew and I are laying in side-by-side double beds. What happened? Well, Chris stumped him, and, Lori came in and stumped me, and we're going to watch boxing tonight. Do you guys want to get up? No, we can't walk. We've had our feet broken.
That scene altered my life. Bed. That movie scene stuck with me. You know how long I went to bed thinking of that fucking bitch with that 4x4 and the sledgehammer? I was tormented as a young man. What the hell?
No, I'm going to be really honest, and I know she's listening. The first night after we were married, I thought, well, this was all too easy. Is she going to come in here and stab me? Like, this is like some kind of crazy, like, I'm going to be on, like, MSNBC. Like, who would love me as me? Like, I'm a nut, Andrew.
Miguel, sometimes you wake up and she's just up and you're like, what's wrong? I had a dream. You're cheating. I was like, fuck.
I talked to, like, I was thinking about it. Like, we had this. I was thinking about it. I think we need to have the conversation about what I married you. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is over. Like, you bought the paperwork. This is like buying a new car, Andrew. Like, you bought the car and no.
Andrew, this is where you go out and actually cheat. So be like, I make my baby's his dreams come true. I make my baby's dream come true. Fuck yeah.
Oh shit. Once again,
all right, Andrew, because this will piss off both of our women. Would we fake our deaths to take the $1 billion as George Foreman and like go to Mexico and like secretly get over the border? Can you pull that off?
Yeah. You're terrible.
Yeah, I know your wife. I know your wife and I know my wife. They'll find us. They'll find us. They will kill us in our sleep. Sad. Miguel, run.
Oh, trust me. I'm running. I'm gonna hit the ground running, trust me.
You're the only one left. Send word. Hi, Sam. Yeah, it was too personal, Sam, but it was hilarious because we've had a great time with it. Did you guys know that Nito Donaire went over to Pro Bellum, Andrew? Like, he signed and he wants to fight Chocolito and Aikoa. Like, are you going to let your friend go and, like, have brain damage?
I haven't seen that report. It's
I got the press release. It's legit.
Yeah, that it's a bad move for Donaire. Look, he had a great run. most of the time, these fighters, when they get to the 40 years and older, 38 and older, they don't put in runs where they win titles and get their names back in for huge fights overseas. He had his run. He really thinks he's going to bring that back again. I don't see this ending well for Nonito if he continues. The last knockout that he had by what they call him, the monster, in a way. The young man looked like
years off his life.
Yeah,
It'd be like
he changed.
You're gonna go in COVID, and they go, "Oh, did you know that you've got like concussion syndrome?" No, I don't.
The life-altering knockout. I will say he put the lights out on him.
Horrible knockout.
It was. You know what was sad? When I watched that fight, which I did watch live, aired over here in the morning, I had the feeling when I saw him, when I saw him go down and just like the way he fell kind of stiff, I had that feeling that it was like, it reminded me of when Eric Morales got knocked out by Pacquiao back then, years ago, and he's kind of just kneeling down, he's looking over his corner, he's like, no, that's it. Like he's nodding no, like, oh, that fucking, oh, goddamn, that motherfucker drew, stuck a knife in my ribs. That's the feeling that I felt when I saw him go down. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. That's no more. Granted, power is one of the last things that fighters lose, but with the lighter weight divisions, it's reflexes, it's speed, whatnot. He doesn't have that anymore. It's really going to be bad if he continues going down the route. But I mean, damn it, I had that feeling when he went down. It's like, oh, damn, no, that's enough. It's not going to end well if he decides to continue like that.
And what's even more alarming is what Lee's not joking about, but he's bringing to light.
I'm not.
Because
it's personal to me.
Yeah.
Like I've had the CT scan from jiu-jitsu and wrestling and everything else. Like it's very real. It's very real to have those spots in your brain.
Nonito has been so many wars. He's been in so many wars. He even went through a war with Inoue 3 years or so prior to the knockout and the rematch. And he was able to take these punches. Yet on this night, he was hurt early. He was knocked out cold early. That's not a good look. I do not want to see Nonito Donaire fight anymore. And this Pro Bellum thing, isn't that a pay-per-view driven?
No, Pro Bellum, it's not going to be, but again, it's it's him, right?
That's Thriller, correct? Pro Bellum worked.
Pro Bellum, Miguel, it's what's his name from Oscar?
Schaefer. Yeah.
Schaefer. It's Schaefer's organization. So he's just exploiting these guys and like squeezing them. Like,
well, they're getting dissolved. If it's Schaefer's company, Pro Bellum is getting dissolved. Remember, they're trying to work their fighters into other contracts right now. Because of the MTK thing, Pro Bellum released
Pro Bellum's picking them up, Andrew. I've been watching this online. He's absorbing all these B-level talents.
Yeah, that was happening. But then they got caught in that case, and Pro Bellum, I'm telling you, they released a press release saying that they were going to dissolve as a company and that all their fighters would be contacted and try to be resourced out to other promoters.
All right, all Fight Net Radio people, grab your computer or your iPhone and let's pray together. Dear God, please, let's put Richard Schaefer in jail as a dirtbag with all the MTK. Sorry, I'm going to hell, Andrew. I'm totally going to hell. Please, let's put Richard Schaefer in jail with all the thugs and mafia people in the MTK, and they go to the gulag in Russia, Miguel? Like, where do you send them? Like Siberia. Siberia. Yes. Siberia. Send Richard Schaefer to Siberia. Listen, bro, he needs to go. He's a bad dude. Andrew, he's a bad dude. Like, I'll call you by your real name. I know. I didn't sign your autograph. It's cool. But F him. Like, screw him. Like, I'm totally down. Like, I tried to put a spoon up his butt and he was not down. Like, dude, you're going to Siberia. All right. I did all the jokes. Miguel, Nigel Benn wants Thurman and has gone on record saying, and I quote, Thurman may as well retire. Can't blame him for not wanting to fight me. Am I crazy for thinking that Thurman would work his ass for 12 rounds?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
You
I don't
think
think
Ben can hold up?
I absolutely do, and it's Connor Ben, by the way, not Nigel Ben. But yes, I
Whatever.
absolutely
Who
think he can.
cares?
Yes, I mean, he's on, dude. He's on the up. He's coming up. He's the one that's like,
He's the angry one,
the
right?
ascension.
Like
He's the
he's the
ascension.
angry guy.
He's the angry dude. Yeah, that's always fucking basically getting in heated discussions with Tommy Hearn on
Tommy
air.
Hearns, who's
Yeah,
doing the bro, calm down.
exactly.
Just
Relax, homie.
will
We'll
get
get to
balled
there.
up
Just
by
freaking
its
relax.
head.
Exactly. So it definitely is him. I mean, at this point, I would love a fight like this. This is literally the next step. If
Good
Thurman,
scrap.
he's kind of um, uh, damn it, I don't know.
Ooh.
That's a good one. I mean, good enough for me to watch, obviously, but damn it, I just suspect Thurman's going to try to hold and survive really more than
Yeah, why
anything
wouldn't
at
he?
this point. But I don't think it'll be that entertaining. But I mean, I think Connor is the one who said, oh, obviously he's going to say this, but he's like, oh, Thurman doesn't want the fight, Thurman want the fight, which understandably so.
I
I'm
got
pretty
the
sure.
COVID. This is a
Yeah,
COVID fight.
whatever.
This
Exactly.
is a
So,
total COVID
and
fight.
I would be down for this because it's literally like the next step up. Really, like he's fun. He's fought guys that he's like basically mopped the floor with. Most recently, I think it was Chris Algieri. And just like, damn it, at this point, he really needs to really step up. And what better than to have like somebody who's a former champion and someone who's like, well, I mean Algieri was, but I mean, he was a very brief. But nonetheless, somebody who's got that like on the downside of his career, kind of the way Thurman is right now. Granted, he won recently, but still, my point is like he's not the same Thurman of a few years ago, and he still has that name recognition. He still has that pull. If that fight happens, yeah, I'm down with that one. It's literally the next step up for Ben if he's ready for something like that, which I think he is. But that'll be a really, really good test for the next step in his career.
Yeah. Andrew, are you renewing your Showtime subscription to watch that fight?
If it's on Showtime, I will. But
right by it. Wait, let's start again. Are you renewing and buying Showtime to watch that fight?
I never got rid of Showtime because they've always been with boxing. HBO
have soft porn after the kids go to bed too.
We have the internet. There is no more soft porn in this house.
Oh my God, I'm so married. I'm already talking about soft porn on Showtime. Wow. What has become of us, Andrew?
Listen, he has to do something about that. And as I say that, let me change the channel. What the fuck is on TV? There's two men kissing on my TV. Game of Thrones is on.
There's nothing. It's baseball season. Like we're 2 weeks away from football.
Like, Dad,
like we gotta suck it up for 2 more weeks, Andrew. I'm about to be a Raiders fan. I'm gonna go buy a Howie Long jersey and go to the games. I'm buying season seats. I'm totally down at Allegiant.
Jeez almighty.
F the Chargers. I'm totally down. F the Chargers. I'm now a Raiders fan.
Anyways, Thurman's got to do something about his damn hairline. He looks too fucking the long hair isn't working anymore. You can't even see it when you look at you from the front side. You got to see him from the side and be like, oh yeah, there's the hair. Cut it off. He looks old, so there's not too much left that I'm going to give credit to whoever beats Thurman. Thurman is an inactive former champion. He fights like once every, I don't know, what is it, 3 years?
3 years. Plus or minus. Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm going to look it up. But yeah, you're about right.
Thurman's the one that he won one title and was like, I don't know, all these young guys are trying to shoot to be me.
But
what?
Come on, Andrew. We're totally all over Adrian Broner, who's basically like the lunatic version of Keith Thurman.
Yeah, but at least Broner has multiple titles, multiple divisions. Like Thurman won one belt and acted like he was Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran of this era. It was really not pathetic, but sad where Thurman's career went. As soon as they put that belt around him, he didn't hold it for long. Then the injuries start. Inactive fighter. Inactive
Barrios victory.
What's that?
He beat Barrios.
Yeah, right.
He got a split on Pacquiao.
It was a guy who was just lost to a lightweight too, Lee.
I'm gonna stand up for this dude. He beat Barrios. He got a split on Pacquiao, and he lost. For those of you who don't know, but he beat Lopez. He beat Garcia. He beat Sean Porter. He beat Lazo. He beat Guerrero.
Bro,
dude, that's not a bad run.
You're PBC guys. You're absolutely right. PBC. Danny Garcia is not a legend, Lee. Danny Garcia is big in the fucking PBC, but Danny Garcia wouldn't have done shit to Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Vernon fucking Forrest. These guys knock Danny Garcia the fuck out. There is no fight. He can't do it. He's not.
Yeah, there's a reason why we've never done the drinking game with Danny Garcia. Like, I don't think Danny can knock me out. Like, he's
Danny
got
Garcia,
no weight on that bad boy.
Danny Garcia, the fight that Miguel was just talking about, Eric Morales versus Pacquiao. Didn't Danny need a rematch to take out Eric Morales?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he did.
Put his fucking career in perspective here. You know what I mean? This guy, he had a win. His biggest win was against Lucas Matisse. Danny Garcia is not a legend, but he's good on a PBC roster. So all the PBC fans are like, damn, he beat Porter and he beat Garcia. Sean Porter, another guy. He's not going to go down in the history books as one of the dudes that could have taken on the Big Four or Trinidad or any of the other legends I just named. They can't do it. Maybe Mayorga. Maybe they could have went 12 rounds and beat a Ricardo.
That's a little rough. Mayorga?
Leave me alone with anyone who's in the hall.
Go ahead. The Mayorga thing was a little rough, Andrew, even for this show.
Hey, on Mayorga's credit, the only fighter in the welterweights to ever knock out two undefeated champs to become, he knocked out Vernon Forrest and Andrew Sixhead Lewis to become the undisputed. Only time. So he has
the same thing. Oscar stuck his face right in front of that dude, and he couldn't put him down.
Oh, I know. No, and then Trinidad annihilated him too.
Crazy. Miguel, am I crazy? Like, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Next weekend, Teofimo Lopez is taking on cab driver Pedro Campa, Miguel, and you're going to be getting your bullhorns on the car.
Yes. I will most likely still be able to attend the fight week, stuff. Pretty sure we can schedule it.
I'm pretty sure they'll take care of us. They always do. But what are we going to learn from Campa Lopez this weekend?
Hey, you guys, Miguel.
Yeah. Yes.
You said this place doesn't have a media room. Are we sure they even have media tables, or is all media going to be sitting in the stands?
No.
No. We do. Well, here's the thing.
Done the Resort World thing.
Yeah, but they've only.
We have a day.
Yeah, it was. I think it was when Miguel Burchell got his ass handed to him in his last fight. That's the one that we attended, and it was ringside because it was basically a huge tent, like somewhere in their open lot area, and that was the fight. They did a spectacular job, by the way, which was fucking sweet. Now, I don't know if as far as I understand, like. I'm not sure they have some conference rooms in the casino. Every casino does have that, but I mean, I'm not sure if any one of those are going to be designated for a fight this small, if you want to call it that. With Teofimo and Ocampo, but or Campa, sorry. So I don't know. I mean, I've been to media rooms in other casinos, so I'm familiar with those. But as far as Resort World, I don't know if they would ever really designate one of those conference rooms for a fight like this. Maybe if they had a bigger fight, because they don't have really an arena, to be honest. It's literally just a tent that they put up, so they won't ever have.
And Miguel and I go and get a pizza, and we walk right past security, and we just have a good time in the back row.
Tables.
Yeah, they got tables. They got press
center,
tables.
we got all that crap. They were great to us, but truthfully, I think it's the same thing for the following weekend, Miguel. For like, they're gonna put what is it? Psycho Vegas in there next weekend.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, they took Psycho Las Vegas with 140 bands.
Oh, Jesus.
And yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So,
well, but
let's talk about this guy, Miguel.
Yeah,
quickly.
I mean,
Right,
I look at him up right now, right? He's
Pedro Campa.
Yeah, doesn't have like
Sanchez
names.
Valdez, Dia, Cardenas, Betancourt, Abner Lopez, not the
basically
Lopez.
all these fights in fucking Mexico.
Dude,
I think he's fought.
All horrible.
Yeah, but he does 23 KOs out of 34 fights. That isn't too bad. He's not a total, Paulie Malignaggi hands. The dude's got some pop, right, to be able to knock out 23 guys out of 34 with only one loss, that being as a, KO. From what I can tell here, it looks like he's got a decent record. Yes, no names, but not half bad. I think when he got knocked out was back in 2017, from what I can tell here. But it's a confidence builder, right? It's a guy who's not too much of a can for for as an opponent for Teofimo after the loss to Cambosos. So it's a comeback fight. It's like, all right, was it really a fluke against Cambosos? Was it just like that illness that he said he had, right? Whatever condition he had at the time. Was it just that was the reason why he lost to Cambosos? Well, we're gonna find out, right? That's kind of the whole point of this fight. The COVID, yeah, the AIDS.
Legit.
So,
well, no, my question is the same. Are you willing to drive down, buy a pizza, and go sit in the back row and watch this car crash?
I mean, if I was in town, I would be. Yes, why not? Of course.
Well, no,
I mean,
you're getting bullhorns on your car.
I know.
By the way, FYI for Sam Navajero, yeah, that's a callback, bro. That's a callback joke. He's getting bullhorns on the car.
I'm getting bullhorns in my car.
Yeah, it's all fun. But would you if you were in town?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we want to see Teofimo, how he comes back. Yes, I'll be able to see it on TV, but to see it in person, it's another thing. To hear, I want to see where he's at, not just mentally. I know, but that's what we want, right? I mean, the guy that's we don't know how his chin is going to be at 140 yet. We don't know what the case is going to be there. So this is literally the test. He's going to dip his toes into 140 and be like, all right, I'm feeling a little better here, and maybe he can make a bigger impact in the weight class. And this is just the first step of that. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see his condition. I want to see where he's at because prior to the loss to Cambosos, we were on his sack. We were on his jock big time. We're like, damn, he just beat Lomachenko. Holy fuck! It's like he was on top of the world, and then this shit happens to Cambosos. So it's a hot cold, literally with him, right? It's like sometimes he's hot, sometimes he's cold, and I want to see how he reacts here at 140. So yes. Understandably, this isn't the biggest name, right? And the most dangerous guy, which is kind of the point. It's more of a confidence builder. What we've been basically like suggesting to Wilder for the longest fucking time. You want to come back and test your, see how you're at your chin and whatnot. Don't take a dangerous fight. So this is pretty much one of those fights for Lopez.
Look at this card. Oh, joining us on the show, Top Rank Bob is walking around the office. All right, yeah, Bob, what do you want? Listen, Mary. Pedro Campas. -1 loss to a cab driver from somewhere. Who cares, Manny, or whatever your name is.
It's
don't
Manuel.
sleep
It's Manuel.
on Pedro. This is going at least 3 rounds. That's the truth, right? Like, how does this dude, Andrew, am I wrong? Pedro's like 3, 4, 5 rounds. Wow, that sounded so racist. Pedro's only good for 3, 4, 5 rounds. Yes, cancel me, the entire world, and the real estate world, come for me. But his name is really Pedro. I'm not making it up. Like, he's going to get knocked out, Miguel, in like 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think. Oh, you were asking Andrew, dog? No, it's not going to go the distance.
With you. 3, 4, 5.
It won't.
I'm picking 3, 4, 5.
No, I'll give Pedro a little bit more credit. I'm gonna go towards 6. But it won't go beyond 6. Yeah, I don't see it.
Andrew, what say you? Does Pedro make it to 6? Wow, it still sounds racist, Miguel. Pedro doesn't make it to 6. By the way, if you're new to the show, Miguel is our sensitivity expert when I feel I've gone completely over the line. And yes, I have. But saying the words Pedro won't make it to 6, it's tough, Miguel. It's tough. I don't know what it is about the name Pedro. Can't we? Pedro won't make it to 6. Andrew, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Will Pedro make it to 6? I feel like I'm going to hell for saying it, Miguel.
You keep feeling you're going to hell. No,
I realize it's a name, Andrew, but it still seems very racist for an extremely white guy to go, Pedro's not making 6.
So silly.
Right? Am I wrong for thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, we're not in the same page there. I don't know.
Talk about Teofimo and how great he is, and you love him, and Pedro's a legit threat. He's only got 1 loss. And
remember what we talked about last time, Lee, was him overtraining. Remember we talked about him being at the Jets training facility doing defensive back drills while he's probably training for his fight. So, I mean, I don't know what Teofimo Lopez is showing up. Maybe he put too much into this fight. Maybe he didn't concentrate enough. And while he was out there catching tennis balls on the 20-yard line, he's a heavy bag. Just saying.
All right. So the question is, Andrew, does I can't
And
say
I will say it one
Miguel,
more time.
say it for me.
It's up to what Lopez shows up. I don't know what Lopez is showing up because
exactly. That's my point.
No, the point is if they go the distance, Andrew, like what does that say about Lopez?
Nothing. Says nothing. We won't know until we see the fight. Listen, if he goes the distance, maybe he's growing into the junior welterweight division. This is his first fight there. He's coming off of the defeat. We don't know what it's going to look like. We have to watch it and see. But I'm not going to just go, if he goes the distance, that means he sucks. I'm not going to do that.
So my question for both of you is, if this dude is going decision with, say the name, Miguel, because I'm just going to hell at this point. Like, I don't know why it bothers me.
with Pedro.
Let's go with Campa.
Okay,
is that better?
Campa. That's nicer, yes.
Campa. Did I get it right?
Yep, you got it.
Okay. So let's say Teofimo goes, Andrew, all the way to the to the decision with Campa, right? Do you change your opinion about him?
No, because I have to. It matters what the fight looks like. I don't, there's so many things that could happen during 12 rounds. What if Lopez gets a cut, Lee, in the first round and has to go 12 because he's protecting his eye? I'm not going to come out here and go.
This guy's literally driving Uber in San Diego. I'm not joking.
He went 12 rounds last night. Come on, this is childish talk. We got to watch the fight. He's at 140. I hope he shines so we have another star in the division. It's a comeback fight, Lee. It wasn't going to be him versus the champ.
Miguel, am I completely deranged?
Yes, in general, yes.
Okay, but not on this fight. Like if he goes to distance, like Lopez drops.
Well, here's the thing.
Lopez drops. Dude,
it doesn't mean. But here's the thing. It doesn't mean that he sucks per se. It just means that his stock will drop. Because I mean, this is pretty much what we saw recently with Danny Garcia. Testing is at a new weight class. Maybe he just needed rounds. And he didn't fucking. I guess with Garcia is a little bit of a different story because he did have a sitting duck in front of him in Benavidez Jr. But I mean, this is kind of the same thing. It's like, all right, he's gonna test his power, his chin at 140, and maybe he just wants to get rounds in there and doesn't want to take the dude out and needs rounds at 140. So be it. That's what it is. So yes, granted, I will say going the full 12 rounds with a guy who's like basically a no-name, that does kind of like bring his stock down a little bit, not too much to the point where we're like, oh, he fucking sucks at 140. No. Yeah, it does bring it down because it's not the Teofimo that we know, the Teofimo that we love, knocking people out left and right, or the guy who goes in there balls to the wall to take the dude out. So the power punching guy that we're familiar with. So if that's not the guy that we see, well then so be it. But I wouldn't say. I guess it would depend how the fight goes. To echo what Andrew's saying. If the fight looks like he could take him out, and it's like, all right, he's just playing with his food here, then it's another story. But I mean, maybe he just wants rounds. Who the hell knows? Or he goes in there and totally steamrolls him, which will up his stock. Of course, it absolutely will. But I won't knock him too much if he does go 12 rounds with Campa.
No. You want to back that up?
No, I agree. I'll agree with you guys that the stock drops. If you're saying that he's not going to get...
Oh, yeah. If he goes 10, why wouldn't he drop?
Because he goes 12 and a promoter could hold that against him, I'll agree to that. But as far as where he's at in his career wise, I don't think it really matters as if he goes 12 or not. No, it does not.
10 technically on Saturday.
Oh, 10. Yeah, whatever.
10.
He's only going 10, but if you go
the
10,
distance.
The distance, yeah.
I'm going to hell. If he goes 10 rounds with Campa, he's screwed. Like, you got to take that dude out. Like, Andrew said it a million times on this show. Handle your business. This is a moment at Resort World on ESPN. Go handle your stuff, Andrew.
Yeah. Oh, I agree there. I agree. If he can do that, if he goes in there and does, basically what we kind of sort of looked at like when what was it when Trinidad moved up to 160 and he fights, William Joppy, and he's like, oh shit, he just mopped the floor with this guy, like holy fuck, right? We see his power at that new weight class. We see his chin. Fantastic. If he decides to go in there and do that, yes, I definitely agree that his stock goes up. It's like, all right, it's at 140. Yes, I'm not comparing a current or back then a champion like Joppy to Kempa. I get that, but my point is, like, this is a test for him at the new weight class, so I'm not going to hold it against him too bad if he goes to 12 rounds. That's what I'm saying.
Andrew, how many times in the last 14 years of doing the show we've seen a guy go into this moment and then go 10 full rounds?
Yeah, a lot. He has a lot riding on the line here. He can't take a defeat, so he might play it safe. Also, we've always questioned his corner. That plays into the effect here. Why was he in the at the New York Jets facility when he is? Hopefully that was just a 1 day. That was just a 1 day thing where they took a few pictures and went home. But there was so many videos of it actually looking like he was training there. And it was really threw me off on why he was doing football training. So there's so much going into this. It's a new division. Like, hey, you guys just said this dude has power. He has a heavy hand. If he's in a new division and Lopez's power isn't there, what if the 5 pounds we don't see his power increase like Danny Garcia did against Jose Benavidez the other day at 154? Then this could turn the whole fight around. Now Lopez is kind of just a lightweight who's fighting out of his weight class now. That changes everything. So we have to see the fight. I'm hoping he does fine and he shines and his career will move forward. But we have to see this fight first.
Andrew, over-unders.
I believe that it will go over. I'm going to stick with Miguel and say because they've been out of the ring so long, they're going to go into this fight wanting rounds and to get some work in.
Miguel, over-under.
Yeah, over. I'm going to go over.
We all agree that he's going to win the fight. So if you want to make like 15%, go bet your money. Like, this is the dumbest easy money fight of all time. So the question is, what would Lee say? Am I still on a roll, Andrew?
On a roll with betting?
Yeah, on boxing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, take the unders. If you can get 6 and under, I'm on it like a cheap suit. And if I can get 2 to 1, I take 3, 4, 5 all day, Andrew, all day. You're a horse guy, but I'm telling you, 3, 4, 5 on this fight. If I were betting, God, I think he has to. I think he's got to make Andrew, tell me I'm crazy. Like, I keep thinking one day I'm going to do this show and you guys are going to, no, dude, you're deranged. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, he's got to go 3, 4, 5. Like, he's got to make a show on ESPN. Like, he's got to go. Am I wrong for thinking that, Andrew?
Yes, I think you are. If you think that he has to have it out early or
think he has to have it.
Yes, I do think
Real Fimo needs that splash moment.
He has 17. This is going to be his 18th professional fight. Lee, can we just tone it down just a little on the?
And by the way, it's go ahead and say the name, Miguel.
Pedro.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. He's beating a cab driver, right? Straight out of TJ. Like, it's a joke. So I expect you to go in there and handle your scandal. If this goes 10 rounds, as a promoter from my mindset, like, you're not going back in with Vasali. Like, you're not going in with any of these guys. Like, you're screwed, Lopez. Like, if you don't handle this scandal before 6, nobody's spending money on you, Andrew.
It was hard for him. Listen, the best thing he's got going for him is ESPN, because being from Honduras, it's very hard that he's going to have a fan base here in America anyways. I don't know what the East Coast is on him packing a Honduras American fan crowd, but that was an uphill battle for them anyways, even when they had all the titles. So with that being said, I've always thought he should just go with the American just bring the American flag. He is American. I don't know why they have to bring in all the other bells and whistles. He might benefit him to do that more than trying to be this fighter for backing, I guess, Honduras. Who knows?
He was born in Brooklyn, by the way, so yeah, he can go that route. He can very much easily go that route.
No, hey, that's
that one.
That's a lot of them.
Way, great prop, Miguel.
Even
Miguel's
Americans are pressed all the time to act like they're from somewhere else when they were all born here. It's that's a sad part of boxing.
Oh, you made me snap, Miguel. That was a good one. But truthfully, like, were you more impressed, Miguel, that he got Honduras right? I'm like, Andrew. That was the highlight of the show. Andrew killed it.
It's not that I'm impressed. Is that this is
not the first time. It was the second time when we weren't paying attention. He's like, Honduras.
This is the excellence that I expect from Andrew. That's what I'm talking about.
Rolled the D, rolled the R. You killed it, Andrew.
I know. Then you can say another word and it'll come out all silly. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know.
You're still a Raider fan, so just suck it up, Buttercup. Chargers are going to beat your ass all year. I'm baiting him, Sam. Yeah. I tried to get it out.
Hey,
Miguel.
Hey, Lee.
Yeah, there we go.
Make that matchup crazy is how we knocked you guys out of the playoffs. Remember that?
No, I went to the game.
All we had to do was go to a tie.
And by the way, this is a fun fact.
We're kicking a field goal.
I actually sat next to Darth Raider and the other character in the family section, and I went, "Oh, I'm so glad I wore a black T-shirt. Oh my God, I'm so glad I wore a black T-shirt."
Vegas ain't that. Stop it. Vegas is not that.
Bullshit. No, they're legit, dude. I haven't talked about this.
I didn't see one video. Not one. You know what? I see more fights at neither Rams game.
I went to the Mandalay Bay. There was a bar full of Charger fans who looked like they were in Vietnam. Okay? And they went, "Oh, they were mean to us." I go, "Yeah, they're Chargers. I mean, they're Raider fans. Like, are you out of your mind?"
If the Raiders were fighting, the fans would have it online. You would see it blown up. It'd be viral. There was no fights. It's a shell of what was in Oakland. I'm sorry. It's all, like I said, it's as real as New York, Little Caesar's Palace, all of that shit is fake. And so is the
I'm telling you, I have never talked about that evening because it was like and I know Sam is literally grabbing his penis right now and jacking off all over his iPod or whatever.
Tell him to stop talking this way. That's what we need.
Are you kidding?
Penis.
Like, Sam loves it when we do this. So here's reality. I went to that game and I sat in the bar. I left early and I sat in the bar and watched the overtime. And I'm sitting with a bunch of Charger fans and they all look like literally someone hit them with a 2x4. I'm like, "What happened?" They go, "Oh, Raider fans are legit." I go, "Yeah. They are here or Oakland, like they're legit, or LA, they're legit." That's you don't go into the stadium sporting powder blue.
You're a Raider chant in that stadium. Stop it, bro. We don't even. They got booed. They got cheered. Derek Carr throws an interception in Las Vegas, and the crowd cheered. No, Lee.
All right. So here's exactly what I said to
Las Vegas.
On that game. And by the way, if you don't know, go watch the game. So here's exactly what happened. He goes, "What do you think will happen?" I go, "Oh, the Chargers will come all the way back, screw it up, Raiders win." He goes, "You're joking." I go, "That's the most Chargery thing the Chargers can do. They will get you all the way to the wire and then screw it up in the final seconds." What happened, Andrew?
Like you can take it all Drew Brees. Lee, you can take it all the way back to Drew Brees. Drew Brees gets them there.
Historically, the Chargers
gets them there. What did the Chargers organization do? Fuck them. We'll trade them and put in Phillip Rivers. Nah,
all right,
there you go.
Andrew, I'm asking legit. Can I be a Raider fan?
Las Vegas is fake, bro. Anyone can be a Raider fan. Yes.
All right, Miguel, we're going to Golden Knight games. It's all over. Andrew won't let me go to football.
I told you can. You're going to be one of the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm actually taking my powder blue Charger jersey, and I will attempt this year for the game, I will man up and try to. Dude, you and I both know I'm gonna fight my way over that back street. Like it's gonna be full on like war. Like those, they're just as bad in Oakland. Like it's legit. Like
Well,
Vegas is totally down with the Raiders. All
If-
right, there you go, Sam. You got your moment about Andrew and the Raiders, and just suck it up. And we got to watch Pedro Campa versus Keo. Xander Zayas, and don't sleep on Elias Espada. What? I'm sorry, Bob. I thought you left. Elias is great. We're only
Miguel
doing
gotta
8
check
rounds.
out, dude. Are we going to talk Ortiz?
Has anybody talked about like this? All right, Oscar Rivas is taking on Rosinski for the WBC. Like this is a horrible weekend, Andrew. We get no boxing. What about Ortiz?
We had Virgil Ortiz fight last night. Did we already discuss that?
No, we haven't got to it yet. And I got to check out at noon, and I do have to hop in the shower real quick and yada yada.
All right, go ahead, Andrew.
Gotta go, Lee.
All right, go. It's all you. It's the
Oh,
Andrew
what?
Lapachet show.
You didn't even. No, I just know
I
that.
don't give a crap about Virgil Ortiz Jr. I gotta be honest.
This was the first time I was not as impressed with Ortiz as I have been in the past. It's time for De La Hoya and them to step up their careers. I'm talking all three of his stars right now in Garcia, Ortiz, and Ramirez. It looks like they're all ready to take the next step. But unfortunately, the opponent last night, total defense mode. He was just trying to survive, it seemed. It was kind of sad. You guys, Miguel, did the body shot land in the 9th round? I didn't watch the post-fight interview. I didn't watch the replay. I had to go pick up my daughter. She was working. So when I seen the knockout, I knew it was over and I left. Did the punch land or was it a blown knee?
Well, prior to that, I didn't remember seeing what's his name, McKinson limp at all. I don't remember seeing that at all. I'm a little suspect on the knee because I don't remember him seeing it or him like fainting or anything along those lines to make it look like his knee was kind of jacked up. So I personally think that the first body shot, like the first time he went down, was legit. And he's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And then he tried to go another route with anything. So the final knockdown, I don't really think it was legitimately like a real good body shot. I think he was going to go down and he was looking for the door anyway, and he's like, well, what better way to do it than take a body shot or feint a body shot as opposed to getting knocked the fuck out. So I do think he was initially hurt by the body and realized he was in trouble and then kind of looked for the door at that point. But when that second time or the last time when he went down, that did not look like that hard of a body shot. For all I know it was, but it didn't look that hard. I think he was already looking for the door with having the excuse of the leg. We don't know the extent of the injury if there is one, but prior to that, I didn't see anything that made it look like he was like limping or anything like that with that leg. So I think he was already looking for the door.
The body language at the end of the 8th, I thought he was going to quit because they're from overseas.
Hold on, Andrew. You watch this fight. Why is Virgil Ortiz carrying a dude named Michael McKinson, who will be driving Uber on Monday, to the 8th round?
He was breaking him down. He was breaking him down last night. He had to break him down more than just hit him and it stopped him or the guy took a lot of shots, a lot of combinations. He was just moving backwards and staying behind a jab and trying to survive. Lee, it's very hard sometimes to take out someone with that mentality, even though he does. And he does in round 9. So even though that guy was trying his best to survive, give credit to Ortiz for still getting the job done. He really got everyone out of there in the 8th round because the 9th round is only like 20 seconds and they're done.
Miguel, am I wrong?
In what?
Have you looked at Michael McKinson's record?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
He's
only fought out of the UK, right?
Congo, who's who of Uber drivers.
Right. And yes, I get that, but he reached 20 some odd fights undefeated. That looks like something.
Yeah,
right?
but they're all unanimous decisions. Like,
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, there's no reason. Yeah, there's a reason, he was selected for this particular, fight and whatnot. Not that heavy of a puncher or whatnot, more so as an opponent. But I think this is like. I think this has gotten old. Like we're done with these cans at this point. It's time to step up. Granted, I don't think it's what's the word, logical to hop over to the elite yet. Like I'm talking, because they mentioned this hella times with him, right? We mentioned earlier. Fucking Terrence Crawford. That seems like too much of a leap. That's like, okay, maybe that's too much already. Let's go whatever the next step is. Whoever. Well, I guess, I mean, all the belts are fucking held by everybody else, so I'm not sure if he can even do that. Maybe he doesn't have a choice but to go after the two top guys because they're the ones that are holding the straps. So maybe he doesn't have a choice. But hey, at this point, De La Hoya needs to do this with Virgil. He needs to do this with Munguia. All right, time. I guess it's time to go into the deep end. I guess it's time to toss him in there because he's taking everybody out, and it's like, all right, well, this is kind of getting old, guys. We kind of need the next step over here at this point.
I would give you Miguel. I would give you a name like Ugas. Maybe it's time De La Hoya tries to reach out to Heyman and start working, getting a professional relationship with him again, and giving one of his guys like Ugas a huge payday against Ortiz. I think that would be a good step up for him right now.
All right, who's
that's doable. That seems very doable.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a jerk about this, but Ugas Ortiz,
it's the name. I mean, it's the last person who fought. What's his name? Spence. Yeah, so he's got some notoriety. Granted, it's not a champion
fight. Okay, bro. Am I wrong, Miguel? Who's going to know Ortiz Ugas?
Well, they're recognizable names. We saw. I mean, I'm not saying superstars, but I mean, people know Ugas from. They're names that people know.
Especially Texas. Texas, they just watched Spence fight him.
All right. We put it in Dallas and we put it in an arena where somebody knows Ortiz, but I don't even think people remember. Here's a big take. I don't think people remember Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao. We're past that. People don't remember that. No. Ugas is an afterthought, Andrew.
It's better than Sean Porter or Keith Thurman. It's better than
Adrian. But I know Porter and I know Thurman.
Well, Lee, if you don't know Ugas, it's kind of
you think a boxing fan. And money is about the common fan. I got to take my girlfriend. I got to take my dad. They know the name Thurman. They don't.
No, we're talking Texas, and Texas knows Ortiz. Texas knows Spence. That fight has been talked about in that state for a long time since these guys were rookies. They've been talking about, could there ever be a huge Texas showdown with Spence versus Ortiz? I think that fight does fine for Virgil Ortiz right now. His fan base will show up. They will move that ticket. You're going to have PBC guys that are interested because they see the connection between Ugas and Spence and see what this new kid looks like up against them. No, there's a lot of upside to this fight.
All right, would you pay? Hold on. What would you pay for that fight? What's your purse bid on Ortiz? Guaranteed purse.
Oh, that I don't. You know what,
$1
Lee?
million?
They're in the 5 million and under range. I don't know where these guys stand. I don't know what Victor Ortiz's worth is right now. I know that he sells tickets. He fights for Golden Boy. They pay out good. So, and he's a main event guy. Another name De La Hoya needs to stop fucking babying is Munguia. So they have Ramirez, Munguia, Ortiz, Garcia. It's time for Oscar De La Hoya to pick up all of these guys' resumes, especially Jaime. Jaime has been fucking floating around at the 154, 160 pound division for so long. All of them need upgrades.
How great, Miguel, I'll go to you. Ryan Garcia, nobody. Virgil Ortiz, nobody. Jaime Munguia, nobody. The light heavyweight, Zurdo, right, against nobody. Would you not go out and watch all four guys fight nobodies?
Shit.
You would.
I mean, I can't. I won't say that I won't. I don't know if I necessarily will, but I won't say that I won't. I mean, if we're gonna go down the path of like recognizable names or somebody that people know as far as like an opponent for Ortiz, let's fucking throw Broner in there. Fucking might as well.
No,
Just throw
you
him. Why not?
can't.
Like,
All right, so
throw
here's the
Broner. Fuck,
problem.
why not?
Oscar is not thinking like Don King. Like, if you're gonna make him fight the cab driver, right? Then put 4 of them on the card. Give me what I want.
I would tell you, I would not travel out of state for that card versus nobody's, but definitely in state, I would go to that fight. That Lee, you're talking about 4 guys that are supposed to be the future of the sport. Now, Munguia has lost a lot of momentum since being a first time winning his titles at 154. But Ortiz, Garcia,
we've lost sight of this. Like, we are getting comfortable with these guys padding their record, Andrew.
Munguia maybe. Maybe. But
Ortiz is padding his record here.
Ramirez hasn't been with De La Hoya long, and Ortiz only has 19. Last night was his 19th fight, bro. So just give him some time. We've seen Olympians get title shots after 20 wins, not 19.
You want me to look up Oscar's first title shot with Bob?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know. Go.
What do you think it is before I look it up?
He beat Jimmy Bridal, I believe his name was, for his first title. That's really not huge. I think Virgil already has a WBA, some sort of title on his belt. So, yeah, you can look it up. But I mean, look at the opponent he was facing. He doesn't fight a still champion.
Same thing with everyone. If it's your first time on the show, my guy is Costas Zoo. He was what, 12-0 when he fought Jake the Snake?
European fighters are different, Lee, because they stay in the Olympics until they're fucking 30-something years of age. So when they come over here, they have to start fighting right away. Jaime Munguia was a professional at 15. Saul Alvarez, 15. Chavez, Barrera, all of these guys, lot younger when they become pros, so they have a lot more wins. Again, you could say padding the record. Even Munguia started early.
So I had no problems with it, but call it what it is, right? Call it what it is.
No,
call it what it is. I'm
when you're
really
15 years old,
guys just
grown men, that is not padding your record. I'm sorry.
No, it is now though, because we're looking. I mean, when it regards to Munguia, because he won his belt right at 154 in 2018, where I think he was 22. So we're talking about 18, 19, 4 years, and how many other champions has he fought? Like, how many other potential names? We're talking about, and there's been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like fucking 15 fights since then. It's like at this point we're kind of tired of the Munguia, like record padding. So prior to this, I would say no, we can cut him some slack because he did turn pro extremely young. But at this point, we're sick of it.
Give me a name, Miguel. Give me a name where I think Munguia should be legit.
Oh, Charlo, throw his ass to Charlo. Fuck yeah.
All of them.
No, it's not the real Charlo.
Well, I know, but it's a Charlo. But
it's
Charlo.
It's the WPC.
That might be the title of the show. A Charlo.
Yeah, hell, I mean, if the other Charlo is willing to move up to 160, fuck it, but get him. Either of the Charlos, choose a Charlo.
Andrew, here's the problem with Oscar. He's doing the PPC format, and it's kind of pissing me off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, Ryan Garcia had a nervous breakdown that I think we're not giving him enough. I know.
Depression and sexual. Don't put down depression.
We're in a society right now that you can't laugh when someone says they're going through depression.
I've got it.
So we have to take that he had a nervous breakdown and had to excuse himself from sports for a while. You can't hold him on that. If that happened, then it happened. Virgil Ortiz is 19-0. He's packing the house. He's doing his own main events. I think he's fine. Now he needs an upgrade. But this wasn't like going into this fight last night. And in my mind, I'm like, man, this dude fucking, how long are they going to pad this guy's record? He's 19-0. Like, he's not an Olympian. He didn't win a gold medal. He's not this declarated fighter coming into the pros. He's fine. And then Gilberto Ramirez, come on, this dude is fucking. He's one of the biggest fights that can happen at the light heavyweight division. He's one win away from literally probably stepping right over fucking Saul Alvarez in Mexico. I'm dead serious about that. When that fight, if he beats Beterbiev or Bivol, he is going to become the favorite to Saul Alvarez. Mark my words right now. Watch how fast they switch on Saul Alvarez if Ramirez's record is real. So he's right there. He needs, and it looks like he's going to get the Bivol fight. So let's give Oscar one more fight with Ramirez, who he just acquired, I think, a year ago, and Ryan Garcia, who just got over a nervous breakdown. Ortiz.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ortiz, I'm going to agree with Miguel. I don't think he's ready for Terrence Crawford or Spence. I would like to see someone under that. But the other two, let's fucking, and Munguia, Jesus, he should have done it 2 years ago.
FYI, Fight Net Radio fans, I'm still angling get to know your fight person with Zuro, which I looked it up, Miguel. It is based on his left-handedness, but it also means clumsy. Does anyone know the back meaning on Zuro? Like, he's clumsy. I actually have to ask him right out of the gate. Do they mean clumsy or left-handed, bro? And don't hit me or find me. And Andrew, 12th fight, 94. He got the WBO against Giorgio Campanella for the WBO. Like in 94, after 12 fights, Bob put him in the spot.
You once again, like I just got finished saying, Olympian with the gold medal. Came in one of the most decorated amateurs. He had 280-something wins and 5 losses and 190.
No different with Pastuzu taking Jake for the IBF. I agree.
Respectfully, keep the shit. Jaime Munguia is not Oscar De La Hoya. Virgil Ortiz is not. He is not a 5'11", 130-pound gold medal winning fighter. He's not that guy. So it's very hard to say they should be champions already because De La Hoya. It's that attitude that has dropped a lot of De La Hoya's prospects because Oscar carries that attitude with all of his fighters. When Goldboy first started.
But everything after that belt, it's Molina, Ruelas, Hernandez, Jesse James Leija. We haven't talked about him in years. Chavez. Like, when are we going to do this? Like, you got 3 guys on the. He's got 3 guys right there, Andrew. He's got 3 guys right there.
He's got 3 guys where, Lee?
You got Ryan Garcia. Am I wrong about this? Am I reading this all wrong about these guys?
Wrong. Dude, you're absolutely wrong.
You got Ortiz. You got Zuro. Like, you got 3 guys that could be rock stars. You got to put a belt on them. Am I wrong, Miguel?
Well, I mean, as far as putting the belt on him, yes. I mean, that's we've been talking about that for a hot minute now. We have to get
later, Miguel. This is your first time when. Hold on. Show note for everyone listening. Miguel, Andrew's going to text me later and tell me I was out of control and But I'm not wrong. Like, I'm over the experiment of watching Virgil Ortiz fighting Michael McKinson. Like, dude, fight someone. Like, there's some really great welterweights that can prove your worth, Miguel.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and we're beyond the point of like being fed up with this stuff already. Like we know this is just part of the formula, right, for creating a superstar or a star. So we get it. But at some point, the next level has to kick in, and it seems like this is being delayed for whatever the fuck reason. Maybe De La Hoya milking the living piss out of these dudes, whatever the hell the case may be. But we're sick of it at this point. It's like, all right, yes, the time next, please. That's like it seems as though we've been pretty tolerable with this stuff. Like we've been okay with it for a certain amount of time because we understand it's part of the formula. But yes, we need these guys into the at least the deeper end. Maybe not the deepest end, but the deeper end.
No, and Andrew, I love you to death, but I'm over this crap. Like, guys, step up. Like,
yeah, this one too. I don't know.
Yeah, this is crap, Andrew.
All right, so finish it up then. Go ahead and close the show. it seems like we're just running in
Sam,
circles
when you're
here.
reviewing the show, tell me I was right. Like, I'm
No,
done
absurd. You're
Oscar
absurd to
guys.
think that everybody's Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya is one of the greatest fighters of all time, Lee.
All time.
Not everybody's Oscar De La
No
Hoya. You're
doubt.
off the
No
line
doubt.
with this one. Sorry.
No doubt.
No, no promotional company goes, hey, you're going to fight everybody right out the gate because, you know, Oscar De La Hoya did it, so why can't you? Come on. This is stupid, bro.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Why not? Andrew, actually, I'm going to go a step further going, oh, so you're like,
So like I said, first title shot in his 12th professional fight, he won his world.
No, dude, Virgil Ortiz has gone through the war.
16-0 in the 10th round for the WBO. Don't tell me I don't know De La Hoya's career. Was his first champion that he beat at 20 years of age. So it was not that Giorgio Caputo. I was like, that was an HBO nothing fight. Yeah, you're crazy in your head. Crazy.
What would you put as a greater moment? An unknown 12-0 Australian fighting Jake the Snake for the IBF.
Hey,
I
listen,
was there in the crowd. How crazy was it for Costa Zoo to do it?
You have to know my history with De La Hoya. One, I am not an Oscar fan when he beats Chavez Sr. I hate Oscar De La Hoya. You must understand this going forward. I do not like him. He fucking beat my legend, and he beat him bad. He was bleeding. He was TKO. I had never seen Chavez worked the way that he was worked on that first fight with De La Hoya. Then in the rematch, he fucking embarrasses him, just doing the Tiger Woods fucking putting his golf club in his thing like a sword. Remember, or what did he do? He did something like Tiger. Tiger had just won the PGA Tour, some kind of tournament where he did it, and De La Hoya followed up. These two were gunning for the #1 athlete in America at the time. So I don't like Oscar. But Oscar, what he did fucking Felix Trinidad, I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck about that decision. Oscar De La Hoya beat the brakes off of fucking Felix Trinidad. That is a no contest, 8-0, 7-1 going into round 9. This fight is over.
Hey, bro. Listen, you're still mad I didn't give you an autograph when you were a kid. So you're just being a bitch, bro.
Hey,
Mario, tell him he's a bitch.
Dogged me out, and then I hated him again. No, no, just kidding. I'm just kidding. What was I gonna say? He earned my respect in the welterweights, and then Lee, when you go back and you look at the young man's career, there's not too many fighters that did what Oscar did, and Floyd Mayweather is totally one of those guys. Money-wise,
it was always the welterweight division, and he ruled it. Like, everyone in that division worked their way to that spot, worked their way to their belt. Like, it was a great division. It was amazing, right? And then Oscar cleaned it all up and came in like a monster, right?
We had never seen him box the way he boxed. He was light.
We're not going to get that ever again.
We're never going to
more than it did again.
Nah, there was a lot to it, man.
No, my point to all of this is, as boxing fans, we keep paying for this crap. Like, Michael McKinson? Like, that's what you want out of me. Like, you want me to give you go buy a steak and watch ESPN and watch you beat the crap out of Michael McKinson. Like, bro, step up. Take the WBO. Take a belt. There are plenty of guys.
I gotta get out of here, you guys. I gotta get out.
All right. No, but am I crazy for thinking what I think, Andrew?
What?
Am I crazy for thinking these guys are just working on their own?
Lee, I'm gonna stick to my guns on this argument.
Right.
I'm giving De La Hoya one more fight with 3 of them. With Munguia, I totally I agree. Munguia
should go for sure. He should go big.
Yes. The other 3, I'm gonna give them this one fight, dude. In a few weeks, months from now, we might be talking about Bivol versus Ramirez, which is gonna set this kid off. So Let's see if De La Hoya can land these fights. Now, if it's Ramirez versus freaking Joe Blow, Gabe Rosado in the next fight, then I'll be keeping my words. And yes, you will be right once again. But I'm going to give Oscar one more time go around with these guys.
We found somebody in. All right, Andrew, you are allowed to leave the room because you've got children, and mine wants me to go do something. Miguel, am I completely deranged? I know Sam is literally jacking off all over his iPhone at this moment. He literally got a Raiders take. He got boxing takes. I actually talked real boxing today, but those three guys got to step up. Like, what is Oscar doing, Miguel?
It's I don't know, like almost as if I feel like he's a little bit too, or I think he's a little too unsure of them, because if he was so certain and sure of their abilities, he would toss them to the fucking Sharks. He totally would. But something about them is like, okay, I lost Canelo.
It's like the Spence thing, right? Like, you're just kind of padding it. Like,
yeah, I mean, it is, but I think he's just trying to basically like, I don't know what would be like, try to have this gravy train of his promotion to be as long as he possibly can fucking make it. And these are his last few stars that he has right now. So, I mean, I think as a matter of fact, I think he just lost that Seniesa super bad chick to fucking Top Rank. So, I mean, he's losing people, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if he's probably milking the living fuck out of these last few stars that he has, and he has to tread carefully, very carefully, because I mean, these guys get their ass handed to them against some top-notch guys, and he has 0 stars. So I think that's just what it looks like. He's being extremely careful and trying to ride the gravy train until the fucking wheels come off. So that's what it appears of, because I mean, what other explanation is there? These guys, the way he talks about them, like he knows that these guys are top-notch guys.
Yeah, like
okay, well, now you got to prove it.
Christ, for God's sake.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, toss them in there then. At this point, like, just toss them in there. And, and they're always we're never going to get the full story, so we're always going to hear he said, she said, and pointing to one another. So I know that De La Hoya and his team are going to do that same bullshit of pointing to the other promoter or pointing to the other fighter, whatever the case may be. But at some point, it's like, this has to stop. We have to see these guys. Otherwise, we're going to stop tuning in. We get sick of, we get tired of doing that shit. And De La Hoya, I'm sure De La Hoya understands that. I'm sure he knows that. So it does sound like as though or appears as though he's trying to milk, whatever's left out of these last stars. And it's almost like he's too afraid to toss them into the deep end, which is a risk. But if they come out on the other end as victorious, hey, we have superstars now. That's the risk. That's the point. You go to the deep end, and if you come out, you're a superstar. That's the whole point of it. But it seems like he's not that sure of them.
All right, because we're at the end of the show, and Sam literally has nutted twice during the show. Like, I got all his parts. Like, he should be writing us on Monday going, oh my God, that was a great fight. Yeah, all right. Can I talk boxing, Sam? Take it down a level. You ready? I'm going to give it to you. You ready?
Yes.
Zudo versus Jake Paul.
Oh, jeez.
How great would that be to watch him literally demolish him?
Oh, that would be goddamn. I would be there. There's very few.
How much money would you pay? Let's put it on a scale. I'm gonna bet. Everybody, grab your drink.
Oh.
I'm gonna say he's willing to go to about $250. Would you pay $250 to watch Zudo kill Paul?
As far as hold up. We got to be specific. Are we talking about? I mean, we got to be like tickets.
You got to pay for it or not see it.
Well, no. I mean, if it's pay-per-view, I'm not gonna order no fucking pay-per-view. But if it's tickets in my town, yeah. I don't think I would. I wouldn't wouldn't mind forking up that kind of cash to see Jake Paul get his ass handed to him.
How great would it
but
be?
It'll be like a conflict of interest though for me, because I'm like, I want to give sort of my hard-earned cash for fighting dudes, but I don't want to give a fucking penny to Jake Paul, so I'll be conflicted for sure.
So Jake, you need an opponent. I'm willing to go back. Bro, I'm putting myself out there, Miguel. I'm ready to go, even though I've got concussions and blood clots, and I'm dying slowly.
Yeah. But by the way, that doesn't mean that you're ready to go. That's the
Oh.
complete opposite. That's the complete opposite.
Completely. And now I'm married, so God forbid she's gonna tranquilize dart me when I go out the front door to train. Like I'm screwed. She knows my medical history. I'm completely screwed. She barely will let me go see Eddie at this point. Thanks everyone for listening to Fight. That was a good show. Am I wrong?
That was a magnificent show.
Well, I baited Andrew to death.
I noticed. You were dangling that fucking carrot in front of his
at this point to write back a message going, you baited Andrew the entire show. I go, 100%. Right down to being a Raiders fan.
a fake Raiders fan.
If this is your first time, go to boxingtonight.io. I'm sorry for the audio. I'm using my laptop. I'm moving to Vegas. Miguel and I will hit all the gyms and do lots of content for you guys. And I'll do the stupid stuff. And Miguel will stand quietly going, I don't think you should do that. By the way, if you don't know the backstory on the Bob thing, here's Miguel shaking his head. I don't think you should do the Bob thing. I'm not getting a good vibe. Yeah, we're going to do it. So we're going to hit the town, go hit the gyms, get you guys all the interviews. I appreciate literally all of you. Like we're talking thousands and thousands, Miguel. Like we're killing it. Like the show is killing it. I'm actually shocked by the numbers. So thank you, all of you who keep listening or watching the videos. Follow at FightFiendMiggs. Follow me at leehonish.io. And we really do appreciate it. Miguel and I at least do. Miguel, I don't know about Andrew. Do you think he cares? I think he just goes to work and they're like, hey, Andrew, good show. And that's like his day.
I'm sure he cares. To what degree, I don't know, but he cares, yes.
Well, there's a big difference to 2007 when it was like 1 million people all the time. Like,
oh, geez. Oh, I can imagine.
It was dumb. It was dumb. So all of you that have come back or listen, and shout out to all the shows that keep using our stories, at least give us credit. I know they're funny. Thank you, everyone. We've had a good run. We're halfway through the year. I promise Miguel and I are going to start doing more content now that I'm going out to Vegas. But I really want to get into doing watch-alongs and all that stuff. And so we'll start adding that. Follow us on Facebook at fight.net.radio. Thanks, everyone.